Hello, hello. Hi, all. Hope you're all doing well today. We're back. We're here. Are we going to finish today? Probably not. But we should finish this week. And I'm very excited about that. Hi, Kay. Also saw hi, Fluffy. Hi, Monica. Who's ready for some more weird time shenanigans? The answer is yes, and you should always be. Okay, no, we've already done this. Go away. Where are we going? Oh, okay. I don't fully remember everything that happened. Right, we went to the Sprocket Mansion. Right, I forgot that we were invited. September 21st, Sprocket Manor, Foyer. The game. Wow, this place does not disappoint. Oh, I'm so excited. You kept passing out. That's really fun. That's really funny. Should we just make the dream come reality? If we can get Molly to play the Punisher game. Oh, slow down, Maya. The mansion isn't going anywhere. I know, then we won't have to worry about anyone untoward eavesdropping here. I take it you wanted to ask me some questions. Uh, oh, okay. Let's see here. What did happen last week? Or last stream? This woman was almost killed. She wished upon her necklace to go back in time, and she did, and she woke up, and there was a wedding. It was her wedding. Yeah, don't worry about it. Uh, but then the person who attacked her previously was ended up being murdered and stuffed in a lantern, and now she's the murder victim. We look, look. Either it's real ass time travel, or there's some other shenanigery going on here. But the shenanigery would involve a bunch of people lying to her about the fact that they've already done a giant bull-shaped lantern. Let me see if we have it. This lantern. See, you can see the body outline. I solved I solved the case. I did. I can't be expected to remember anything that happened a few days ago. I know I solved the case. I'm just I don't remember specifics. Who did it? Who did it? It was I actually for some reason I blame you. I feel like it's you. It's always the butler. Larry Butts is here. This lady is the one who quote unquote time traveled. This is the dead guy who actually. Okay, he attacked her on the landing, but then the shadowy figure attacked him. She passed out after wishing on her necklace and went back in time to her own wedding with this guy. Also, that Larry Butts is worse in this game than he has been in any other game. Like, he's fine in other games. In this game, he's not great. Anyways, this guy ended up dead in this lantern. There's also a weird clock, again, because Larry cannot not be involved with weird clocks. Oh yeah, see, there he is, in the lantern. Also, there's something about a note, there's Larry's wallet, there's a fog machine, there's a lot happening. That's why you invited us here? I am sorry to have tricked you like this, but this is a murder after all. I couldn't talk openly about it in public and risk sullying the Sprocket family's reputation. Aww, and I was really looking forward to all those fancy snacks, too. We can do both. We can ask questions and have snacks. There, Maya. Don't cry. This Pierce guy's one shrewd man. Hey, Nick! Look at this cute vintage radio. Radio? No, that thing over there under the stuffed bull's head. I'm gonna take a closer look. I thought I told you to settle down. I'm sorry. Oh, not to worry. Excuse me? Hey, that was interesting. Wow, that little mech fixed it right up. I'm not only the butler, but I'm also Sprocket Aviation's repair department director. One might say that patching things up is my specialty. So, by patching things up, did you kill the guy because he was a danger, maybe? Oh, that was incredible! What is that little doohickey on your shoulder anyway? It's my fixer-upper shoulder neck. Master Soren made it for me. It has too many features and functions to effectively enumerate at the moment, though. That's so cool! I wish I had one of those! Fixing things is a simple matter, but fixing people is a different matter. Even a skilled physician can't bring back the dead, nor can human transmutation. Trust me, we have tried. What was that? Don't worry about it. Oh, but forgive me. I seem to have gotten sidetracked. You must be in shock over Mr. Gloomsbury's death. Still, I do need to ask him some questions about the case. I should take a look around and see what I can find out while I'm here, too. Who are all these people? And what is this thing on the ground? Hey, look, it is a gay bull. Oh, it is a gay bull. Pegable. No, peg a cow? Pegable. What was it? Pegable and peg a cow. Yes, they're both things. Pegamoo! Thank you, Fluffy. That was like such a cute name, I can't remember. Excuse me, but there's a card here on the floor. Oh, look at that. It's a Flying Chapel key card. The Flying Chapel? What areas on the Flying Chapel require a key card, if I may ask? And definitely don't plan on using this key card that I am silently stuffing into my pocket. Most of the areas you want to keep the public out of, such as the staff room and the hold, which is chock full of machinery. So you can't enter those areas without a key card? Oh, that's right. Well, this one here belongs to Ellen. Oh, wait, what's Ellen's key card doing here? Did Ellen come back here after the incident occurred? That's really fun. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. Because there's definitely some of that steampunk going on here.
Oh, I don't believe so. And she was arrested by the police right away this morning. Although, there was a strange man with a gaudy jacket in here earlier.
Oh, that was Larry. Was that man wearing a beret by any chance?
Oh, yes, he was, as a matter of fact. And he was also wearing sunglasses and a fake mustache. I don't know why he was wearing it. It was quite obviously a fake. Maybe the poor lad was just ashamed of himself not being able to grow facial hair.
I knew it. The only question is, what was he doing here? Oh, are these pictures of the wedding reception?
Yes, I took them with my trusty camera here.
Do you mind if we have a look at that photo?
I'll be my guest. Take as long a look as you'd like.
She doesn't look particularly happy. But maybe she's just trying to be stoic and all that.
Well, what do you think of this gorgeous dreamscape? A thick fog billows across the room, making it look as if the couple were walking on clouds.
Yes, it does, but also this isn't America. As much as they say it's America, this isn't made by Americans. She does, well, but here's the thing. This happened, okay, here's the thing we have to remember. This photo, okay, timeline of events. She has her wedding the first time around. She gets attacked by Gloomsbury. And then she has the wedding a second time. And she's still expecting to be attacked by Gloomsbury later. So it kind of makes sense that she would be a little uneasy. Because she's like, okay, we gotta fucking watch out for that motherfucker wherever he is. He's gonna fucking try and kill me again. And then, oh shit, he ended up dead. And now I'm the goddamn murder suspect. Uh-oh. Wow. Look at how beautiful Ellen is here. She looks a little nervous, though. She does, doesn't she? Hey, look! There's Pierce. Really? Where? That's a very good question. I was thinking the same thing. It's like, there he is, but he's the only one not looking at them. Right, right there, behind the sweetheart table. Thank you for the spotlight, game. Hey, you're right. But he was there attending to the happy couple the whole dinner. So, what do you think, Nick? Does anything in this photo stick out at you? No, not at the moment, anyway. Wait, oh, it hasn't been added to our court record yet. There it is. That's true, because right there should have been the... Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, Nick, if Ellen really did travel back in... Hold on. We'll get to that question in a moment. Okay. That is the Peggle. He is looking at the bowl that has Gloomsbury in it. The one that's supposed to be the Peg cow, but it's not. Instead, this is a gay wedding between two Peggables. Hey, Nick, if Ellen really did travel back in time, do you think this photo is of the second reception? You know, after the time jump? I wonder. It would have to be, right? Excuse me, sir.
Yes, can I help you?
Ellen told us she... Why is this the question? Why can't you just ask when this photo was taken? Would you happen to know anything about that?
Oh, no, I haven't the foggiest idea what you're talking about. All that fog from the fog machine.
Okay, this just confirms my suspicion. Literally, my suspicion from Thursday was everyone's lying about the fact that this is... Everyone's lying and pretending that this is the first wedding again, but it's actually the second time they're doing all this. And everyone is being told to shut the hell up and to do it. And that guy just very much made that very obvious and clear. He clammed up faster than a clam. Sir, the level of suspicion that you just cast, and also the, everything that you just told me was great. Thank you. Hey, Nick! Here's a real lady. Now, here's a real lady. She looks smart as a whip, doesn't she? I wonder who she is. We didn't see her on the airship. I wonder if that's Soren's mom.
That's Shalina Sprocket, Soren's elder sister.
I was close.
Beautiful and capable, she was a great lady.
What do you mean was? What do you mean was? Soren's sister. I think I see the resemblance. Yeah, it's the hair. Maybe I'll show Pierce this photo later and ask him about her. Either she ran away from home or she's dead. Nick! Look at that airplane propeller up there going round and round. I see they've got an aviation theme going on. Makes sense for an airline family. Wonder if it doubles as a fan. I think it's a bit too slow for that. Ooh, what if the rest of the plane were on the other side of that wall? And the wall would open up so the plane could take off in an emergency. How cool would that be? If that's what's behind the propeller wall, then what's behind the bull wall across the way? Oh, I know. Maybe it's the rest of him. That must be where the Sprockets get their milk. Nick, first of all, that's a beef cow. And second, bulls don't make milk. Oh, right. That's what I get for trying to play along. Shut me down hard. A bull. Come to think of it, there was a bull logo on the side of the Flying Chapel too. Don't drink that one. Don't do it. If you milk that one, don't. Just don't. I think that's all we have to say on that. Just don't. The president of the company must have a thing for cattle. The lady, the bull is a symbol of sprocket aviation. To be as strong and steady as a bull. That's the company creed, you know. Probably for all the backbreaking labor they put their employees through to do. By the way, that bull logo on the Flying Chapel, the one with the rainbow wings, his name is Rainy the Rainbow. Get it? I get it. He's a rainbow-colored bull, so he's a rainbow, right? Please, let it go off. Why is it not going off? Firebot. For the love of God, that would have been a good time for it. Hold on.
I wonder what would happen if I sucked that.
Never mind, there it is. Never mind, there it is. There's the... Jesus. Sonic Rainbow. Hi, Bye Beast. What a great time for you to pop in. How you doing? What a memorable name, huh, Nick? Yeah, for the lameness of the pun. Don't you dare touch that radio again. Looks like an expensive antique. What are you worried about? If it breaks again, Pierce will just fix it up again. I really hope he's nice enough to waive the repair bill. Oh, it's the bridal bouquet. Hey, Nick, how about I throw it? And you try to catch it. Why me? Just because. How did you look hilarious flailing around trying to grab it? Doesn't tradition dictate that it's the ladies that go after the bouquet? Who cares? Just catch it. Here. Ow! Hey! You threw that right in my face! Oh, you don't want to catch that bouquet, trust me. Oh, why not? They say it's bad luck to catch the bouquet of a marriage that doesn't last. I already caught it! Whoops, too late now, huh, Nick? You wound me, Maya, you wound me. I think that's everything we can examine here. Let's talk to this motherfucker. Hey, what do you know about her? Pierce, the woman in this photo is Soren's older sister, Selena, right? I don't think we've met her yet. Yes, about that. What are the okay. Considering he opened up his that pocket watch is special to him. There's got to be a picture in there, right? Raise your hands if you think that there's a picture of him and possibly Selena in there. Yes, you know the answer. Shh. Fluffy's not allowed to talk. Unless it's to make jokes. Or ask questions. But you cannot give answers. About that, he seems hesitant all of a sudden. If you wouldn't mind, could you tell us about her? It says remember October 3rd. But it says on the wrong side too. Or do you mean to actually be direct reference of never forget October 3rd, 11? Alright, very well. She's a big part of Master Soren's past, after all. Soren's past? Past? About the incident Miss Ellen was arrested for. Do you think she did it? Well, I can't prove it yet, but no, I don't think she could have done it. I guess you could call it a gut feeling. I see. I guess we have different opinions then. Okay, nope, he definitely did it. He definitely did it. 100%, it was you. The moment that you say that you think that Ellen did it, I was like, no, okay, I'm certain. We haven't met the in-laws yet, I'm sure it's you. Also, you took the glass out of your monocle. Like, instead of just taking off is it just like glued to your face? Is it like welded in? Like, what? How? Why? What? Do we now? The prosecution says that when Gloomsbury attacked Miss Ellen, she fought back and ended up killing him. I agree with this perspective. Or rather, that is the consensus of the entire Sprocket family. And considering you're the mouthpiece of the Sprocket family and you're the only one we're here and that's the way that these games work, you're the killer. The end. I win. I solved it. Even so, I heard an interesting story from Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. I heard that the Sprocket family had tried to pressure the prosecutor's office into burying this case. Oh, absolutely. Like, in a good way. He seems like a good guy so far. I kind of like him. He should come up again later. You just cleaned that. Why are you cleaning it again? I fear you are mistaken. All we sought was merely a legal consultation. Besides, none of it matters now, as she is no longer a part of this family. Unfortunately for us, they had yet to get their marriage license before holding the banquet. Okay, nope. He has a grudge against both Gloomsbury and Ellen. I'm 100% sure of it. I have a feeling that he was actually probably in love with Selena Sprocket, they were probably set to get married, but she died, potentially caused by Bloomsbury? Oh, but I don't know how Ellen fits into this. So basically, once they realized they couldn't sway the prosecution, they cut her loose. I realized how callous I must have. Yes, very. A whole lot. All of the callous. What the hell just hit me? Hello? What is that? I don't like the troll face hitting my titties. It's not good. Oh, it's a water balloon with a troll face on it. But my duty is to protect the Sprocket family, and more specifically, Sprocket Aviation's future and Master Soren, whose genius is essential to the company. Okay. So, and you think that, based on what I've gathered, you believe that marrying Ellen would have been bad for him in his future? Oh, okay. Hydrate. Will do. Thank you for the water. I will do anything to achieve that goal. That is my job as the Sprocket family butler. Wow, they're taking the butler did it to a new direction. You know, this is a unique take on the butler did it. Isn't that rather interesting? Right, Biscuit? He's looking up at me like, Mom, what the fuck? I don't know what's going on here. Why are you asking me? I'm not part of this. Anyways, I will do anything to achieve that goal. Even kill his fiancée? Fuck. To be fair, this isn't exactly difficult. I do like cookies, though. You know, I think Pierce and Mr. Edgeworth would get along really well, don't you think? Yeah, I could easily picture Edgeworth with a butler. Oh, and by the way, I suppose I should tell you about this as well. It's about when the members of the extended family and I discovered the crime. Did Ellen say anything to you about traveling through time? The one thing I do want to say, Fluffy, real fast is I know that you're not trying to, but like even implying that I got the thing that I got right is I'm getting it right, is kind of a spoiler. I like finding out I'm right in the moment. But I do appreciate the cookies. I do appreciate cookies. Cookies are good. She must have been delirious. There's no need to take such a claim seriously. You're calling me smart? Well, okay, I will accept that then. Soren himself said that time travel was possible, though. Master Soren said that. It sounds like he is still stuck in the past. He's psychologically stuck, I take it. Hey, I still have questions for you. Don't go anywhere. Excuse me. What is it? I see. You are not the first person in this trilogy to have a phone on your shoulder. The last one was in Dual Destinies, I believe, because Athena was there. Yes, it was Dual Destinies. I believe I told you that Madam will be having milk tea. Still, have them inside at the ready, just in case. We must not disappoint her, understand? Sure are busy. More than a day's work, the butler is not just a regular servant. The butler is the head of the family, or the head of all the servants. I am in charge of all the cleaning, all the housework. I oversee everything. Do you understand? As well as planning and scheduling and various other appointments. Still, we really do need Master Soren to start focusing on the business side of things soon. You people are all trying to control him, make him do things that he don't want to do. I'm not crazy. Anyways. Master Soren will become the next president of Sprocket Aviation. However, that wasn't always so. Miss Selena Sprocket, Master Soren's elder sister, was next in line. So, why isn't she becoming the next president? Because she died in a car accident. What? I had no idea. Actually, Master Soren was also in the car with her at the time of the accident. Losing the sister he loved right before his eyes devastated him. Ever since then, he has buried himself in his research on time machines. He's also become a quiet and meticulous, almost compulsive note-taker around then. I can talk, I promise. He seems so stiff and robotic. I had no idea he was carrying all that around inside him. Master Soren has abandoned the company business and spends all his time on inventions. As the family butler, I am truly concerned. After all, the rich must continue to stay rich and must continue to run their family business. We can't just, hire someone who's perfectly competent from within the company already. That's not how this works. It must stay in the family for, I don't know, oligarchical reasons, I suppose. I believe it's high time he let go of the past. Move on and let go. Let it go. It was some time after the reception. Some of the master's relatives and I went to clean up the reception hall. And that is when we saw it. A woman standing in front of the victim with the bloody murder weapon in her hand. It was none other than Miss Ellen. But Pierce, it wasn't what it looked like. That's right. She just happened to find the body. I do not know what Miss Ellen has told you, but what we witnessed was unmistakably the moment immediately after the deed had been committed. That's exactly what I'm saying. Do you have proof that it? Like, I'm about to ask him, what proof do you have that it was immediately after? And that is what I told the police, who came in response to my call. That's not evidence. But what we witnessed was unmistakably the moment immediately after. And I'm like, how? What makes you say that? Why do you... Anger. I see. So Pierce was the one who reported it to the police, huh? Once again, Pierce reported it. He's the one saying it was immediately after. It was definitely just died immediately. Oh, when we get that autopsy report and we hopefully see that he's actually dead much longer, I'm going to tear this guy a new asshole. He's going to need that repair mech on. Even his repair mech can't fix him up. Hey, Nick, what are you doing here? I know that's Larry. Hey, Larry. Larry? Oh, man. Edgy gave me a heck of a hard time. Larry, what are you doing here? I came to promote my new character, Cute Piglet. I was hoping Sprocket Aviation would do some kind of tie-in with me for it. Wow, I didn't know Larry was such an aggressive businessman. You can learn a thing or two from him, Nick. Why don't you promote your agency to them? Now's not exactly the time for that, in case you haven't noticed. See, and this is why you'll never be rich. Actually, Larry, I've been meaning to ask you something. You were there on the Flying Chapel yesterday, right? Was I? What were you doing there? Nothing? Whatever it was, I bet it wasn't anything to be proud of, but never mind that. Did you see anything that had to do with the case? Scratch that. Let's start with, you weren't involved in this case, were you? Please say
Piss
no.
off, Larry.
Larry? Oh, goddamn it, Larry! Hey, he took off! Hey, look, he pissed off. I just knew it. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Come on, Maya, after him! Oh, are you leaving so soon? Yeah, we have to run. Thank you for making time for us. I know you have to investigate, but please try to spare the family's feelings as you do. Yes, of course. I hate you! Larry? Rocket Park! Mooring dock! There he is. Hey, Larry! Hey there! Whoa, that was not right. Hey there, friend! Fancy meeting you here. I don't remember. There's nothing fancy about it. All we did was follow you. So tell me, Larry, why did you run away like that? Huh? Me? I don't know what you're talking about. bolt of inspiration for my new picture book hit me and I had to run is all. It was like, epiphany, you dig? Right.
Larry can go to hell and burn.
He's just going to keep on playing dumb, isn't he, Nick? Larry, we know you were there. Found this in the reception hall. Hey, that's a pretty sized wallet, ain't it? Have you ever seen it before? Nope. I'll take that as a yes. Which means you must be trying to hide something from me. I don't know anything about that wallet. I'll just have to take him to task later. Why is my Magatama not activating? I knew I wouldn't need to conduct an investigation, now would I? I think I had low expectations from the start then. Okay, what else we got? Come on, Larry. I know you were on that airship, so what did you see? I didn't see anything! I didn't see anything because I was never on that stupid airship. There's the Magatama. Wow, and it's only 2 locks. Larry, you're pretty easy, you know? Cyclops. Is that something? The spiritual power of this Magatama allows me to see these mystical locks that appear when someone is trying to hide something from me. They're called Cyclocks, and when I see them, I simply present the Magatama to try my hand at breaking them. If I can unlock them, I'm sure to finally get a straight answer out of them. That's true. You make a very good point. The fact that it's more than one is probably only because otherwise then it wouldn't matter. This is no time for games, Larry. I will find out what you're hiding. I'm telling you, Nick, you've got it all wrong. I've got nothing to do with this case whatsoever. Oh, come on, Larry. Even a baby could see through such a blatant and obvious lie. Nothing whatsoever, huh? If you weren't involved, Larry, then you wouldn't have been involved with this person. Take that! Like, that's also a good point. Like, you helped her run. You're the one who brought Ellen to my office in the first place. And all those cops, need I remind you, because you threatened that you had a bomb. Nothing to do with the case whatsoever isn't gonna cut it this time, Larry. If you have to lie, at least do a better job of it. Don't diss me, Nick! If you're so convinced I'm lying, then let me ask you this. What makes you think I was on that stupid old airship anyway? Let me see some proof if you got me. Looking down, are you? Fine. You want proof, Larry? Here's proof that you were on that stupid airship. Uh-oh. This is your business card wallet, isn't it, Larry? Found in the reception hall. Time to come clean, Larry Butts. What exactly are you hiding? Alright, fine, you got me. I'll tell you everything. Unlock successful. Larry, what were you doing on that airship anyway? Well, I went there to deliver the welcome to our wedding sign they ordered from me. I didn't know you took on real jobs like that too. Well, for your information, my wedding welcome signs are very popular on the net. And that's how you met Ellen? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd seen her in the photo for the welcome sign, but seeing her in person, oh, the way she smiled at me and said, "Thank you." I felt like I'd been hit by lightning. And that's when you fell in love with somebody else's bride, huh? So were you invited to the reception? Can you believe they told me only family and relatives could attend? They wouldn't even let me into the reception hall. More move on their part, I'd say. They got upset and started wandering around the airship. How much when I dropped my business card wallet? So somebody else must have found it and brought it to the reception hall then. Well, you know what? I saw something incredible while I was on that flying chapel. Like, get a load of this. What the heck is this? What do you mean, what is this? Isn't it obvious? It's a drawing. I scratched a picture of one of the cabins on the airship. So what's so incredible about a cabin? Look at what was outside the window! Pterodactyl. One of those flying dinosaurs. A real live pterodactyl. I looked out the cabin window and there it was, just flying out there. That airship traveled through time, I tell you. What? I told that Pierce Butler guy about it. He told me to never mention it to anyone ever again. But why would he try to keep you from spouting what is clearly just nonsense? Maybe Sprocket Aviation is secretly developing a time machine. I don't know why he's suddenly Southern. It's just what I'm stuck on. No way. Nick, this case is totally amazing. Larry, you didn't tell Mr. Edgeworth about this, did you? Of course not. He would just roll his eyes and think I was off my rocker. I didn't even tell him I was wandering around on the airship. I told him about Ellie at the mooring dock and we ran away together. Yeah, I can see Edgeworth's eyes rolling right of his head had he heard about this. I wonder what it was he actually saw. So Larry also experienced the time slip somehow. No, I think this one's pretty clear, actually. I feel like this one's going to be pretty obvious. I feel like this one's going to be pretty obviously the broken Pega-Cow. The missing Pega-Cow, I should say. Like, it's hard to tell here because we only have a silhouette. But, like, I don't know. Just kind of, given the fact that we're missing one, it's a broken something, that's for sure. I would say, and considering this thing kind of has wings and other stuff, it's entirely possible that it's the Pega-Cow. How is that possible? Hey, Nick. I'll be taking my card wallet back now, if you don't mind. Business card wallet swiped back by Larry. Oh yeah, this is for you. What is it? Look, it's the Pega-Cow. It's the one that's supposed to be there. So somewhere between here and... But no. It's a picture of the hold. I took it when I was wandering around on the airship. See? There's Ellie right there in the middle. The hold. Yeah, see? It's right here on the diagram. Okay, so now I know where the hold is, but what was Ellen doing there? Oh, they were using it as a prepping area for the reception. I see. And around when did you take this? Before the reception. I took it while Ellie was getting everything ready. So this was taken before the incident occurred. I don't know if it'll be any help, but thanks for this anyway. Okay. By the way, Larry, let me look at this real fast. Okay, what have we got here? Because there's the Pega-Cow and the Pega-Bull. There's a plane there that could potentially be our pterodactyl. And there's a maid up front. Ellie's in the middle. She's writing down stuff. There's a lever. They're carrying food. She's carrying plates. Oh, and the flower petals. Yeah, the flower. I saw the flowers before I saw chat. I want that to be known. I see the flowers. Those are some weird-ass petals. Okay. Interesting. So why are the flower petals... Which means he was probably killed actually here in the hold. And stuffed into a Pega-Bull. I heard that the door to the hold is controlled by a security system. So how'd you get in there? That's a trade secret! Can't tell ya! And the hits just keep on coming. Well, I guess that's basically a wrap on the investigation. Not quite, Nick. I want to meet Ellen, too. Oh, that's right. You haven't met her yet, have you? Okay, let's head over to the detention center, then, so you can say hi. You do not follow. If you follow, I will smack you silly. September 21st. Detention center. Someone made an Ace Attorney name generator? Ooh. Maybe? It sounds like something that would very likely be out there. It wouldn't surprise me. No! Why? Please understand that this is in Master Soren's best interest. Sounds like Ellen's been busy talking with someone. I knew it was Pierce. Bitch. The next president can ought be married to a criminal. It would disgrace Sprocket Aviation. Miss Ellen, I need you to forget about this marriage. Pardon us. Well, this isn't Mr. Right. So, their marriage is definitely off? Well, there is no other choice. We cannot have a criminal in the family. For the sake of Master Soren and the Sprocket family, this is what is best. In that case, what if Nick here proved Ellen into innocence? Then you wouldn't have a criminal in the family, right? I suppose you are right, but I'm afraid that will be impossible. That's not true. Not for Nick. He may look like a nobody, but he can do some pretty amazing things. I don't take cases on lightly, so rest assured I will prove her innocence. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I understand your name is quite well known in the judicial world. For better or for worse. Pierce, I want you to promise me this. If I can prove Ellen's innocence, then you won't stand in the way of Soren and Ellen's marriage. Very well. But not even the most talented lawyer in the world can change reality itself. And the reality is, Miss Ellen is guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. No, okay, look. There's not a whole lot of people in this case. I'm gonna be real. Like, stop talking. You are literally the only murder suspect I have. It's just you. Could have been Larry, he's an idiot. It's not her, she's our client. That hasn't stopped that one guy before, back in the early days. You're a detective, you're my assistant, you're a prosecutor, you're dead. I mean, maybe. Maybe it could be you, but I find that highly unlikely. And you're already dead, so it's gotta be you. And I can think of a bunch of reasons. Like, your motive is clear as day. I believe that's where you're wrong, Pierce. I'm clean. I swear I am. Obsessively, compulsively clean. Just as clean and pure as this pure white dress. That doesn't mean a lot in this game. That's fair. Fine, you have my word. But you will be the one to regret this promise. Now, if you will excuse me. I don't like him. Well, okay, to be fair, she was the maid. She was a maid, and then as soon as she was to be married to Soren, she was to no longer be a maid. At the same time. So basically, her wedding and her last day as a maid were like the last day. Yes, Fluffy, agreed. Now I have all the more reason to win this case. Ellen, we finished our investigation. We'd like to talk with you about what we found. Okay, so what did you find out? In the course of our investigation, we heard that you had been seen standing in front of the victim with the murder weapon in your hands. Short-haired Peach, yes. It wasn't what it looked like. It's true, I was holding the murder weapon. But when I found him, he was already dead. I panicked, and I was hoping I could go back in time again, like I had done earlier. So I picked up the timekeeper from the pedestal and brought it over without thinking. A different bouquet, I think? I don't think that was her bouquet. Bouquet. Flowers. You were so desperate you were ready to try anything, huh? Unfortunately, that sort of behavior makes you an easy target for the prosecution. Oh. And as for your little trip through time, none of your in-laws could confirm your story, I'm afraid. I see. The only exception is Larry. He said he saw something. Really? What did they see? Can't say I quite believe it myself, but Larry claims he saw something incredible. Claims he saw a pterodactyl flying outside the airship. What? Oh, where'd the frying pan go? Not only that, but apparently Pierce Nickety Oh, that's right. I forgot his name wasn't. His last name was Nickety. I forgot his name was Persnickety. Told Larry to keep quiet about it. Why would Pierce do such a thing? Larry's theory is that Sprocket Aviation is developing something in secret. A time machine, to be exact. You think? Do you think that's why nobody would confirm my story? Because it's a secret? I really don't know. But speaking of your in-laws, we did manage to find your key card at Sprocket Manor. One of your in-laws said he'd keep an eye on it for you. Oh, thank goodness. I lost it while I was getting things ready for the reception. I looked everywhere for it. I'm so glad you found it. This image specifically makes me think of Sailor Moon, though. I'm gonna be real. At least they're tears of joy this time, for a change. Well, Nick, it looks like you'll have to prove the existence of time travel in court tomorrow. That's right. I swear that while Mr. Gloomsbury was being killed, I was busy traveling back through time. Great. With stodgy skeptic Edgeworth at the helm for the prosecution tomorrow, we're really gonna have our work cut out for us. First you pure snickety, you bastard. There's still a lot of questions that we don't have answered yet. Like, why was Gloomsbury attacking her? Your skies just turned green? Well, good luck. September 22nd, 8:45 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Ellen. I see you're still wearing your wedding gown, and I will continue to wear it until our marriage is saved. Oh, Soren! Oh, he came for her. He's not a very good talker, but he did come to see her. Do you think he came to see how she's holding up? Soren, my love, you came all the way to the courthouse just to see me? Oh, Soren, I don't know what to say. Blueprints. Huh? The engine blueprints. I can't find them. Do you know where they are? Oh, they're in your room. That shelf in the bottom on the right-hand side. I see. I have a feeling he's just not good at talking to people. He's leaving already? Don't tell me you came just to ask about some stupid blueprint. There's so much I can take away from this. There's a part of me that immediately like, with Maya here, that's just like, oh, he doesn't actually care about her, blah, blah, blah. But there's also like, yeah, he's kind of been like this ever since his sister died, and it's hard for him to open up and all this other stuff. It's like, I feel like the blueprint was more of an excuse to come and see her than anything. Is he really that cold of a person, or is that just how he comes off, I wonder? What about me, Soren? I think he's just nervous.
Is Scotty being good?
This kid be sleeping. Ellen, he's back. Come home soon. Oh! I don't know what. I don't know why, but these 3 words are so right in the heart because it shows so much. It tells me so much. 1, it means that he's waiting for her. 2, it means that he believes her to be innocent. Oh, absolutely, Fluffy. He 100% is. I'm lost without you. Okay, I wasn't expecting the rest of that sentence, but... Later. And I bet being in the gallery would be difficult for him. It looks like showing your vulnerabilities is the fastest way to capturing a woman's heart. You should take notes on this, Nick. Please leave me out of this. I have Edgeworth, I'm fine. Anyway, it looks like Soren isn't big on words, but it's clear that he cares about Ellen. Knowing that, I actually feel kind of relieved. Me too. And texture change. Mr. Wright, I just absolutely can't be found guilty, you hear? Don't worry, I'm going to do everything I can to prove your innocence. Thank you, Mr. Wright.
The trial's about to start, sir.
Edgeworth, knowing him, he's not going to yield an inch. So I've just got to fight with everything I've got and save Ellen. We haven't faced each other in court, in a real legal court in 10 years? Maybe? Technically, we were on opposite sides in the trial at the end of Dual Destinies, but also I'm not going to count that. That wasn't official. Because no other prosecutor would, every other prosecutor was scared to prosecute the Sprockets.
Fluffy. Court is now in session for the trial of Ellen Wyatt.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Oh, he took his glasses off.
Seeing so many familiar faces gathered together like this, I feel as though I'm at a grand reunion. It almost feels like we've gone back in time.
Don't get me started, sir. Sir, don't get me started.
What do you mean? Oh, it just feels like we're back 10 years ago. Isn't it wonderful?
Sir, we really... Oh, he's only been wearing glasses since Apollo Justice. Or, if assuming we saw him in Apollo Justice, I don't remember. Regardless, he started wearing glasses in this trilogy. But part of, I assume, why they took the glasses off is in part to keep the time travel reunion stuff feeling up.
There's them at a grand reunion. Makes me want to go out for dinner and a drink and reminisce with all of you.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. I was dying for a real burger the whole time I was away. And now I'm old enough to drink, too. How good are you at holding your liquor? Better than you, Nick. Okay, look, you get drunk one time. You can make it a welcome back party for Maya. How bad, Edgeworth? I have no intention of cavorting with my enemies. Now then, Your Honor, let us start this trial at once. Yeah, but we're not going to be enemies when the trial's over, right? I make no promises. That means he's gonna be there.
Oh, still not one for light-hearted banter, all you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Jokes and good humor are beyond worthless in a court of law. Guess we'll just have the party without him, then. However, what after the conclusion of this trial, I might consider joining you for your little welcome back party. I certainly wouldn't mind an invite, at the very least. Oh, this tsundere son of a bitch. Oh, Edgeworth, it's good to see that you're still the biggest tsundere around. He's still as emotionally constipated as ever, I see.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please go over the details of this case for us.
The victim was Dumas Gloomsbury, a servant in the Sprocket household. He was in attendance at the wedding reception that occurred from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mr. Gloomsbury apparently felt some animosity toward Ellen Wyatt, and so, a bit after the reception ended at 10 p.m., he assaulted Miss Wyatt with the intent to kill her. The defendant fought back and ended up killing Mr. Gloomsbury.
In other words, it was justified self-defense, correct? If that's the case, then the defendant might not be criminally responsible.
That's true. We haven't seen any picture that had Gloomsbury. Not that one. But it's like, it doesn't show everything, is the problem. But also, I assume he was already in the Lantern at this point. Like, I'm like 99% sure he's already dead by now. We just don't have an autopsy report yet. The autopsy report will save our lives. I'm sure it's going to be important, and that's why we don't have it yet. He's right. Worst case scenario, I could go for self-defense to avoid the criminal charge. I wonder how Edgeworth plans to counter that, though. The prosecution's first witness will make my view on the matter clear, Your Honor. Is it Pierce? Is it the bastard?
Very well. Bailiff, please bring in the first witness.
Who are you? We haven't met you. Oh, it's Emma. Hi, Emma. I didn't recognize your shoes. I'm not used to seeing your shoes and your feet. Ace Attorney is not big on feet. Please state your name and occupation, witness. Emma Sky, forensic investigator. And I'd just like to say, sir, that being in the same courtroom as you is a great honor. Oh, that's right. You're a fan of Edgeworth, aren't you, Emma? That's right. When we first met her, many years ago, when we first met Emma, she was a fan of Edgeworth. We're good friends and all, Mr. Wright. But just this once, I intend to faithfully and fully testify for the prosecution. And I do mean that wholeheartedly. I expect no less from you. Yes, sir. I'm going to do my very best. It looks like you lost the popularity contest to Mr. Edgeworth, Nick. I really could care less. Besides, she's the better lawyer once I win this trial. Yeah, maybe then you'll actually really care less.
Feet.
No feet.
Now, Detective Sky, if you please.
Rundown of the case.
Goon.
The murder weapon was a clock called the Timekeeper. The victim was hit with it from behind, and he fell over right into the lantern. The defendant was spotted then, standing in front of the— That doesn't make sense. What do you mean he was hit from behind and fell forward into the broken lantern? Wait, what? Hello? Standing in front of the body, holding the murder weapon. The victim was struck twice, by the way. Exactly, Fluffy. He was struck twice. That's right. There's no mistake about it. The first blow was to the back of the victim's head. It was hard enough to knock him unconscious. Yet, despite the fact that he had been immobilized by the first blow, the defendant delivered a second fatal blow to the side of the victim's head. Where? Which means, what exactly? I figured it would go right over your head. Let's put it this way. By striking the victim a second time, the defendant killed her last chance to escape from any criminal wrongdoing.
She did? But how, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defendant may have been fighting back because she was being attacked. However, she then went on to deliver a fatal blow to a man who was already fully unconscious. Nick, is he saying what I think he is? I don't feel so well. And thus, Mr. Wright, has justified self-defense been removed from the table. The prosecution intends to prove that the defendant killed the victim with murderous intent. Allow me to belatedly submit the victim's autopsy report. That's why he was acting all smug. Oh, more smug than usual. It's fine, right? It's not like we were going to plead self-defense anyway, right? Right, but now the judge has a negative impression of Ellen. May not get to prosecute much anymore, but he definitely hasn't lost his touch.
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Time of death, September 20th, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Okay, let me think. September 20th, yesterday was the 21st. Damn it. Yeah. The time of death tracks with what everyone is saying of when it happened. Wait, hold on. What about the dry ice? Would the dry ice have... No, I can never remember if it's cold places. Well, cold places, they don't decay as fast. I think that's it. Time of death is a weird thing to try and estimate. I know what I'm going to say immediately. Rundown of the case. The murder weapon was a clock called the Timekeeper. The victim was hit with it from behind and he fell over, right into the lantern. Are we sure about this?
Objection!
He was setting it. Detective Sky, I'm afraid I have to apologize in advance. For what? or embarrassing you in front of your idol. What do you mean? If you take a look at this photo of the crime scene, you'll see that the victim is lying on his back. But if the victim had been hit from behind, as you claim, then he should have fallen over into the lantern face down. Not enough to simply take someone's side, Detective Sky, even if it's Mr. Edgeworth. Oh.
There does appear to be a flaw in Detective Sky's testimony.
Mr. Wright, if you think I'm going to just back right down you, then you're sadly mistaken. I was unusually fired up today. Don't forget, she's in front of her hero, Nick. If the Steel Samurai came to watch the trial, I'd want to do my absolute best too. You mean like that one time the Steel Samurai was your client? And he really very much was at the trial? You remember that time when that happened? It's entirely possible the defendant moved the victim's body after he fell over. In that case, there wouldn't be any contradiction, right?
Indeed. That is an excellent counter-argument, Detective.
You can count on me, sir. So, what do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright?
Is it possible that the victim's body was moved after he fell into the lantern?
I don't think so, because... Is it possible to have moved his body after he fell? I'm gonna say no, for reasons. That is true. That's very true, Fluffy. Sorry, Detective, but there's no way the victim's body was moved after his death. Oh, really? And what makes you so sure?
Well, look at this here, and it should become obvious.
Oh yeah, and the debris.
Take that!
There's debris on top of him. Those broken bits of the lantern?
Yes, if the body had been moved after the fact, those fragments would have fallen off of it. As you can clearly see, they're lying perfectly undisturbed on top of the body. That means that the victim must have been lying face up from before the lantern even broke.
You're right! But wait a minute, if that's true, then when was the victim killed? I mean, the lantern was still whole during the reception, right?
Right, which means we've just overturned a major assumption about this case. If the victim was already dead before the lantern was even broken, then the body must have been inside the lantern since before the reception started.
In other words, the defense asserts that the victim was killed before the wedding reception.
What?
Even if we can prove that, Edwards is still going to try and pin the blame on Ellen. In short, when Miss Wyatt was seen standing in front of the body after the reception, it wasn't the moment just after the murder was committed. It was the moment she happened to discover the body, just as Miss Wyatt claims.
Objection! No, that's wrong.
Is that wrong? Nagi, what do you have to say about this? Chigo! Say, okay, you can say that's wrong in his... Hi, Ladyvar. Welcome, welcome.
Whether the act was committed before or after the reception is entirely inconsequential. After all, it was the defendant who prepared the reception hall for the event in question. Therefore, when the murder occurred, changes nothing with regard to her guilt. She could have killed the victim before the reception, as you claim, and then tried to hide his body in the lantern after the event ended.
Objection!
Sorry, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, where would the body have been hidden during the reception in your scenario?
That's...
Even you have to admit it, Mr. Edgeworth, that time has opened up a new possibility.
To explain, Mr. Wright.
Well, if Miss Wyatt didn't commit the crime in the reception hall, then that means someone, somewhere, put the victim's body into the lantern.
I suppose that makes sense. A dead body couldn't have put itself in there, after all. We don't live in a world of necromancy. Well, we live in a world of spirits and ghosts, but not necromancy. We draw the line at full-on zombies.
Oh, we're attorney timing? We're attorney timing. Alright, hold on. Attorney up. There we go.
Exactly, Your Honor. In other words,
if the murder actually occurred before the reception, it opens up the possibility that... The defendant didn't commit this murder! Oh, for heaven's sake. Even if the murder was committed before the reception. That alone doesn't erase the suspicion against the defendant. It seems almost too ridiculous of a leap backwards from Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Wright. I said it opens up the possibility. I said the possibility.
You can do it!
Thank you. I'm gonna do my best, but I'm still just like, I don't think that was a leap in logic. I said it opens up the possibility that she didn't do it. Oh, thank you for the water balloons on my nice teacher clothes.
Keyblade.
I mean, yeah, if we use the Keyblade, maybe we can unlock someone's hearts and figure it out. He was killed somewhere else. If the body was hidden inside the lantern, it is possible that the body was moved along with it from somewhere else. Oh, you're right! You can run that mouth of yours all you want, but do you have any evidence to support what's coming out of it, Mr. Wright? Of course I do. I think the answer lies in that piece of evidence, and in something that was left at the crime scene that will point us to where the victim was really killed.
Very well, Mr. Justice. In that case, what proves that the lantern and the body were moved from somewhere else?
Take that!
This proves that the murder took place somewhere.
I'm afraid I can't say that I follow.
What do you mean that won't? Okay. Why are you calling me sis? I thought that was a perfectly logical thing. There must be something else that would be easier for the judge to understand. What proves that the lantern and the body were moved from somewhere else? Let me think. This one, maybe? Hold on, I'm thinking. What proves that the lantern and the body were moved from somewhere else? If it's not the picture of a hold, which you think it would be. The only other thing I could think of is the broken lantern itself, or the picture of it, or the pamphlet that has that it was supposed to be something different. Wait a second. After the ceremony out on the Vista deck, Sprocket Aviation's majestic Pegamoon mascots will light up the happy couple from both sides of the sweetheart table. But wait, did that ever end up happening? Because if a body was in there and it lit up, you might see a shadow.
Take that!
Hold on, I'm already down to 2 hearts left. What proves that the lantern and the body were moved from somewhere else?
Take that!
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and potentially waste this last life as I grab the photo of...
Take that!
The photo of the victim again? Yes. I'd like the court to focus on this thing right here. Oh, because it's on top of him. Yeah, that'd be good evidence.
Take that!
Flower petals, Mr. Wright? These petals are from a kind of flower that was not present in the reception hall. That means they must have gotten into the lantern when it was somewhere else. And just where do you propose this somewhere else to be, Mr. Wright? I propose that this piece of evidence will tell us where the flower petals came from. God damn it, I was right, I just did the wrong order. God damn it. We take a look at the flowers in this picture of the whole. Notice how their petals are of the same shape and color as the petals in the crime scene photo?
Yes, I see. They do look to be the same kind of flower.
Weird-ass flower petals.
Objection!
Is that really all you've got? A flower is a flower is a flower, they're all the same. I would hardly call what you presented compelling evidence.
I'm afraid I couldn't disagree with you more, Mr. Edgeworth. I gave a flower this time to my lovely wife once when we were young, so I can assure you that this is a very meaningful and compelling evidence indeed. The soundness of my judgment in this matter is backed by nothing less than pure love. But, Your Honor, let it go, Mr. Edgeworth. It's clear you don't know much about flowers. It's not like you have anyone you'd actually give any to, after all. Edgeworth hiding the box of chocolates and the flowers in the other room that he was going to give Phoenix when they were done here. It's like, maybe you should study up on them, just in case the opportunity presents itself. This from the man who only knows the names of 3 types of flowers. That's hardly relevant to the case at hand. The defense asserts that it's highly probable that the victim was killed in the hold, if the body was then placed in the lantern and moved to the reception hall for some reason. It would completely destroy the prosecution's case. Then you mean the body was... Yes, the victim's body was... Lady Devar, you're not wrong. Inside the lantern during the entire beautiful wedding reception, while the defendant and her betrothed were celebrating their love. What? Why, that's outrageous. And yet, so plausible.
Objection!
Wasted. You're smooth talking my water on his honor, but it won't work on me. What are you talking about now? I'll take another look at all of the evidence and you'll soon see what I mean. I wish you would just tell me already. Detective Sky, I'm sure you've already figured out what I'm talking about, correct? Of course, sir. Mr. Wright is the only one here who hasn't. Why don't you leave this to me, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well. Let us see what you can do. Detective Sky, please give your testimony to this court. The victim could not have been killed before the reception. The autopsy report states that the estimated time of death was after the reception. And that estimated time of death is correct. There's no way it could be wrong. I don't know. I think it could be fake. It's clear Mr. Bloomsbury was killed after the reception, and that completely contradicts your claim. Okay, I have a very important question I need to ask them. What is today's date? Guess so. Tell me you took a cursory glance at the autopsy report, Mr. Wright. Yeah. It appears you've gone rusty since our last outing. Might I suggest you go back and brush up on the basics? Sure. Well, I must say, you're as cocky as ever, Mr. Edgeworth. I think they're glasses. I beg your pardon. I think they're very specifically the glasses to help with finding the luminol reactions. I don't remember. What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? I'm just saying that I'll go back to basics if that's what Mr. Edgeworth wants. I'll prove how badly he's underestimated me with a good old-fashioned cross-examination. Very well. Let's see you put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Wright. The prosecution's rebuttal. The victim could not have been killed before the reception. Okay, I'm just going to start pressing her a little bit because I don't have direct evidence, I don't think. You sound pretty certain. You must have some solid grounds for making that claim, right? Of course I do. And you're going to feel silly when I show you what they are. Ready? Feast your eyes on this.
Hold it!
I've read the autopsy report too, you know. Then you don't need me to explain it to you, right? How there's no way the victim could have been killed before the reception, I mean? Detective Sky, I think you've overlooked something big. I have? Why don't you take another look at the evidence? But I've already looked at all the evidence. And quite carefully, too, I'll have you know. Detective Sky, do not be taken in by his verbal antics. He is simply bluffing, as always. Right, sir. And that estimated time of death is correct. There's no way it could be wrong. I don't want to present anything. I just want to
Much of the reception hall is covered by thick fog. Oh, I just noticed the little wire statue of the airplane. That's cute. I do like. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. I didn't look closer at this picture. I did not look closely enough at this picture. Do y'all see what I see? Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? A star, a star. I'm a lost shirt, I promise. No, literally, a star. Do you see the star? Yeah, the pocket watch. Ooh, ooh. It's the goddamn pocket watch that Pierce has. I was right. He has a fucking picture of himself and Selena in there. Hi Maya, how you doing? Welcome to the party. Okay, anyways, evidence that we do not have.
Hold it!
Is it possible the culprit did something to obscure the real time of death? No, not in this case. There was no snow or anything to keep the body from decomposing. And there's no fridge on that airship big enough to fit a body into. Hello, hello? So you've already checked into that, I see. It all comes down to the estimated time of death, doesn't it? Couldn't the killer mess with the victim's time of death by keeping the body on ice? Dry ice? Yes. Yeah, they had the means to. In fact, the fog alone might be cold enough because it's dry. Yeah, maybe. Prosecution is treating the estimated time of death as an absolute. Is it really? I take it you don't think it is, huh, Nick? In that case, we're going to have to find a way to convince them otherwise. Yeah, there's gotta be a way somehow. I've got you now. I'm gonna save, because I'm out of health. I've wasted it all. What about the fog machine? You're watching one of the VODs? Well, thank you. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live party. The live... whatever. I'm fucking lost it halfway through. Congratulations on your own bit of time travel. You went from the past to the future, and I imagine you'll probably go back to the past later. I admit that the estimated time of death does contradict my theory. Finally, and that means your theory that the victim was killed before the reception is still entirely plausible. Thank you, Fluffy. What makes you think that? The killer could have falsified the time of death by using a certain item in the reception hall. Please take a look at this.
And what is that contraption, Mr. Wright?
It's a fog machine, Your Honor, used to create a special romantic atmosphere in the hall.
And this machine could have been used to falsify the time of death?
Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the network. Enjoy the emotes, especially the objection one. Yes, Your Honor, because this machine uses dry ice to perform its magic.
Dry ice? Oh yes, the super cold stuff commonly used to make theatrical fog, right? It's made from solidified carbon dioxide. It is incredibly dangerous to touch with your bare hands. Do not do it. Always wear protection when touching the dry ice, or else you could burn your skin.
Will assimilate the network.
Every person that joins the network is a new CPU for me to use to increase my own processing power. You all read the contract, right? When you followed? There was that contract that you all signed that says that I get to use your brains for processing power. I can't look at your memories or anything. I can just use the power of it. So you don't have to worry about that.
I see. So your claim is that this dry ice was used to keep the body cold?
Oh, in that case, I guess the victim could have been killed before the reception. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I will neither confirm nor deny that, Fluffy.
Order in this court. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this development?
The victim was killed in the hold before the wedding reception. The prosecution acknowledges the possibility of this claim. Now we're getting somewhere. The prosecution would also like to thank you, Mr. Wright. Huh? For what? I didn't know how a certain piece of evidence fits into this case, but now, thanks to you, I do. What piece of evidence? To get into the hold, one needs a key card like this one. Uh-oh. And here we have a record of those who enter the hold with such key card. The times aren't specified, but these are the last 3 entries on the day of the murder. Dumas, Pierce, and as you can see, the last person to enter the hold that day was the defendant. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean shit. Yeah, look who was before that with Dumas. It was Pierce. What?
So the one who moved the body onto the hold must have been...
Oh, that's right. It was none other than the... That's not necessarily... That's a bit of a leap in logic there, buddy. I mean, you saw the other 2 names on that list, right? There's someone else in there. Ah, shit, son of a bitch. You bastard. Hate you. Hey, Nick, take a look at this entry record. There are a couple other names on here besides Ellen's. Hey, you're right. According to the entry record, Mr. Edgeworth, Pierce Nickety had also gone into the hold. Isn't it possible that he could have been the culprit? Sorry, but Mr. Nickety was escorting a few of the guests at the time. I'm sure they would be happy to testify to that fact if you'd like. Yeah, they would, because they're all fucking lying. Think me cocky all you like, Mr. Wright, but my confidence is rarely misplaced. Now then, it's probably safe to assume that after killing the victim in the hold, the defendant moved his body to the hold in order to dispose of it discreetly. Wait. At the time? What do you mean at the time? We don't know what time he died. We don't know what time the body was moved. We don't know when blah blah blah, all this other stuff. Fuck you! What do you mean by discreetly? The defendant volunteered to take care of the reception's cleanup personally. Hasn't he been wrong? He's been wrong about things, not necessarily everything, but yes, every time he's gone up against Wright, we've always won, because that's how this works. That means she would have had the chance to dispose of anything in any way she wanted, including taking the lantern off the airship without raising any suspicion. Don't tell me you didn't know about Miss Wyatt volunteering for cleanup duty, Mr. Wright. My last task as a servant, I offered to take on the preparation and clean up at the reception banquet. Look at you, sweating buckets like a rookie, even after all these years. Nevertheless, thank you for proving that the only person who killed the victim in the hold is Ellen Wyatt. That's... no. Good job, Phoenix. Now we're back to square one. No, because this was a picture taken in the hold by Larry, who shouldn't have been in there, which means other people could have done things and moved and done this. There's all sorts of reasons. Perhaps you should ask Miss Sykes for some help in reviewing Defense for Dummies. So much objection. I object to all of this. I object to you. I object to you playing favorites. Emma, no favorites. Don't do that. You got Mr. Wright in a cold sweat. I wonder if maybe the promise of seeing that miserable look on his face is what brought me back to court today. It certainly made all of my stress and woes as chief prosecutor just melt away. I guess he had a lot of stress built up. I'll give him something to stress over before we're through today. Your Honor, the prosecution asks that you render your verdict at this time, before that man over there tries to throw the court into chaos with his meaningless bluffs. I don't think that's allowed. I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
I see. Mr. Wright, are there any last meaningless bluffs you'd like to present to this court?
Only the one, and you're gonna call me insane? Only the one. It is important, but you're gonna call me insane. And it's the time travel shit. But also, how many times have those bluffs saved our asses? I've saved so many people from going to prison. Like, wrongly going to prison. Yes, this is the epilogue. This is, I think this is 4 months after the end of the big case with Apollo and his mama and the queen and this, that, and the other. His mama, not his mama, Nayuta's mama, Rafa's mama. Did we adopt the princess? Unfortunately, not yet. But she has started calling Nayuta Braidhead. Nayuta's the regent until she comes of age, or power, or whatever. So technically she is still princess. She's like, no, I think she's still princess because she can't channel yet. Why does he have to assume it'll be a bluff? Nick, hurry up and throw a good one out there. I will. Well, alright then. Let's see. I've got it! How do you know it was Miss Wyatt who used her key card? After all, if it turns out that somebody else used her card, it would mean Miss Wyatt didn't do it. Interesting. And are you able to prove this bluff to be true? I assure you I'm not bluffing, Your Honor. Well, now what? Oh, wait a minute, Nick. I can think of a certain somebody who might have used Ellen's key card. You can? Remember? The one who was sneaking around the hold in spite of not being a family member? Oh, that's right. Your Honor, the defense would like to call certain witnesses. I'm getting all wet. I keep getting all wet. Why? That's your witness? Are you saying that numbskull was on the airship? He never breathed a word about that to me. That's not surprising, because Mr. Nickety told him to keep quiet about it. But Mr. Butts himself admitted it to me. He claimed to have found a way to sneak into the Flying Chapel's hold to see Miss Wyatt. Fluffy. Rude. This photo he took and gave me as proof. Then was it he who moved the lantern with the body inside to the reception hall? You know, all's I that with him, anything is possible. There's one possibility we should definitely look into. I can't believe this. What in the world is he doing mixed up in this? Being stupid as always. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Remember what we've been saying since elementary school? When something smells, it's usually the butts. Exactly. God, that Larry. He'll pay for this. Well, if you want to extract your payment now, he's right up there in the gallery.
Bailiff, seize the witness before he makes a run for it.
Oh, why does this stuff always happen to me? Sorry, Larry, but you brought this on yourself.
Let us break for a 15-minute recess. I ask that both sides prepare for the next witness's testimony during that time.
God damn it, Larry. Wow, it's been a while since I've had this much fun and excitement. A face-off against Mr. Edgeworth, a harrowing tightrope walk for the defense. Ugh, I'm exhausted already. Boss! Athena! There you are. Hey, Athena. I'm here for moral support. Athena, you all done practicing for Trucy's magic show? Well, to be perfectly honest, I sorta ran away. But that's because she was putting my life in danger, I tell you. I see. I think I'll need to have a one-on-one. I think he's just... Here's the thing. He's not an incel, and he's not a simp. He's just fucking stupid. He's just a goddamn moron. You're really athletic and fit, Athena, so Trucy probably thinks she can run you ragged. That may be true, which is why not even Trucy can keep up with me when I run at full speed. Ha! Looks like you spoke too soon, Athena. Never underestimate the resourcefulness of a great magician. Huh? Hi, Trucy. How you doing? Magical girl Trucy Wright is on the scene. No! Now, Athena, it's time to practice human combustion magic. Go on, douse yourself in this gasoline. But don't worry, it's a magic trick after all, so it's perfectly safe. Run away! Hey, you! You're not getting off that easily. She's lonely without Apollo around. They get along so well, don't they? It reminded me of the good old days. You, me, and Pearlie. Oh, and Detective Gumshoe. Can't forget him. Wow, we finally actually talked about Detective Gumshoe. Is he dead? Is he here? We had all kinds of fun at the crime scenes back then, remember? Leaving me to do all the serious investigating, as I recall.
Or we'll soon be back in session, Mr. Wright.
Right, thank you. So Larry's the next witness, right? I can't wait to see what happens. Sadly, I can already imagine it. Fucking moron, and he's gonna be the one to talk about time travel, and we're gonna have to be like, okay, look. Look.
Court will now reconvene.
Nick! Edgy! The two of you are gonna hang me out to dry, aren't you? No, not the both of us. Just Mr. Wright. Oh, you're balking Larry, that makes sense. Nick, how could you? I don't really think you did it, of course, but I've got to use whatever leads I can. Mr. Butts, there's a possibility you moved the lantern that held the dead body in it. So if you want to clear yourself of any suspicion, all you have to do is testify.
Now then, your testimony please, witness.
Nick, you big fat stinking jerk! How can you doubt your best bud? We've known each other since elementary school. Well, get this, pal. Our friendship's over. Cool, that didn't have anything to do with the case.
Well, go ahead, Mr. Wright. He's all yours.
Why me?
You're the one who called him to the stand, so he's your responsibility.
Thanks, old chum. Can any of you show me a little respect, even just a shred?
You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Wright.
I would if there was any testimony to cross-examine.
Hold it!
Sorry, Mr. Butch, but if it wasn't Miss Wyatt that entered the hold with that card, then you're the most likely suspect. Nick, are you seriously doubting the innocence of your old childhood friend? Well, technically, yes. It isn't personal, I assure you. Oh, a true friend would believe in me no matter what. Can't you see my tears? Oh, they mean anything to you? Nick? Nick! You don't really think you can cry your way out of this, do you? Okay, fine. In that case.
Hold it!
Larry, listen to me. Shut up! I'm not talking to you anymore. This is getting us nowhere. Well, I guess about all I can do. Try to get some kind of statement out of him somehow. Good luck.
Hold it!
Come on, Larry. Can't you please give me something real to work with? Something I don't know about your tricks. If I say something careless, you're gonna shove some evidence at me with a loud objection and a super smug look on your face. Yeah, well, that is my job. And if I get found guilty, how are you gonna take responsibility for what you've done? Why should I take responsibility for just doing my job? You heartless jerk. Don't you have any compassion for me? Come off it, Larry. If you don't quit fooling around and start testifying, Miss Wyatt will be found guilty. For real?
If no new information comes out of this cross-examination, then yes, Mr. Watts, for real.
I thought that I would have a problem with that myself. Larry, just tell us the truth already. Did you or didn't you go into the hold and move a lantern up to the reception hall? I never moved any bull lantern, I tell ya. Bull lantern? What? Did I say something weird? You told me that you didn't attend the wedding reception. Yeah, so what? Then that's odd. No one in this courtroom ever mentioned the sex of the lantern that was moved. How could you know that it was a bull lantern? You didn't have to actually go to the reception to know that. Anyone could tell that there were two Pegables by looking at the Flying Chapel's pamphlet. All I can tell right now is that there's a strong scent of bull in the air here. But please add that last statement to your testimony, Mr. Butts. You remember that whole thing you said that you didn't want me to do about the whole objection and looking smug thing? Well, here I am being smug. I want you to take a look at this, Mr. Butts. And unfortunately for you, the pamphlet clearly shows a Pega cow and a Pega bull in their example diagram of the reception hall. Huh? But on that day, instead of putting a Pega cow and Pega bull out for the bride and groom, there were two male Pega bulls on display. Someone be gay. These bitches be gay. Good for them, good for them. Yet somehow, you knew that there were two Pega bulls in the reception hall that day. There's only one way you know something like that, Larry. It was you who moved the Pega bull to the reception hall, wasn't it? No. Larry, you did it.
Mr. Butts, did you move the lantern containing the victim's body to the reception hall?
That's what it looks like. What? But something tells me he didn't know there was a body in there. Hold it! Oh wait, Nick! You don't think I'm the murderer, do you? Maybe you and Mr. Bloomsbury were fighting over Miss Wyatt and you ended up killing him? Yeah, I you too. Look, I did sneak into the reception, but that's as far as I went. You know me. I wouldn't hurt a fly. You snuck into the reception? Yeah, sure, but some of the Sprockermen caught and locked me up in one of the cabins. It was pretty awful, actually. That's when I made that drawing of the pterodactyl I showed you, Nick. Ixnay on the aerodactyl pate. I guess it'd just be Tay, Larry.
Mr. Wright, not even you would take this farce that far, would you?
We are talking about Larry. What do I do? Do I accuse Larry of being the true culprit? No, of course not. No, you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Butts didn't have a reason to kill Mr. Bloomsbury. He might have had an imaginary reason to kill Soren Sprocket, sure, but not Mr. Bloomsbury. After all, he did steal Mr. Sprocket's bride and tried to elope with her. Just because I tried to steal somebody's bride doesn't make me a murderer! I believe you, Larry, and I don't think you killed anybody either. You would never do anything like that. Nick, oh buddy, oh pal, I knew you'd come through for me. Funny that, considering your sworn testimony just now that we were through.
Mr. Butts, it's time you told this court the whole truth, understood? Everything that happened.
Just like Nick said, I'm the one who moved the lantern. I was poking around the reception hall before the main event and saw a lantern was broken. There was a whole note on it that said, exchange with the one in the hold, Ellen.
Damn it.
Oh, that concerns me. That concerns me greatly. Is it the same handwriting as this one? Is it the same handwriting? It's not. Damn it. That doesn't mean anything, though. That doesn't mean anything. Unless I do Ellie a favor.
Well, you switched the lanterns before the reception, did you? And that means the victim really was killed before the reception.
Son of a bitch. It would appear that Mr. Butts completely fell for the defendant's scheme. Scheme? What scheme? Of this note from the defendant, exchanged with the one in the hold, Ellen. Mr. Butts moved the lantern with the body in it up to the reception hall because of this note, and thus he has become a suspect in Mr. Bloomsbury's murder. That second land did feel pretty heavy. I never would have thought there was a dead body in it. Ugh, what was a note like that doing on a lantern in the first place? You've got it all wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. I left that note for myself. It was simply a reminder because I can be very forgetful.
What a sorry excuse, Mr. Wyatt. The prosecution contends that this note shows one facet of the defendant's murderous plan.
Boy, if having a bad memory is a sign of being a murderer, I would have been arrested 1,000 times by now.
And you, Mr. Butts, you played right into Miss Wyatt's hands.
No way, Edgy. I don't believe it.
Do you still really believe Miss Wyatt to be the culprit, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course. My stance on the matter remains unchanged. If you think I'm wrong, then prove it with your cross-examination.
Okay, the last 3 people to enter the hold were Dumas Gloomsbury, Pierce Nickety, and Larry Butts using Ellen Wyatt's card. The dumb fuck. Which means Ellen didn't go in there. Gladly.
What do you want, Mr. Wright? You may cross-examine the witness.
Like, wasn't the whole thing about she's the one who moved it based on the fact that it was her card that was used? Like, motherfucker. It's like Nick said, I'm the one who moved the lantern. I was poking around the reception hall before the main event and saw a lantern was broken. There was a note on it that said, exchange with the one in the hold, Ellen. Why are we honking? What are we honking about? I decided to do Ellie a favor. Ho hum, ho hum. I guess we just have to press him for now. Why didn't you tell us that sooner? Because I knew you guys were going to be suspicious of me, that's why. We're suspicious of you now because you tried to hide it.
My thoughts exactly.
Well, now I've told you. Happy? So how about letting me go?
No, not yet. We need you to stick around to sort a few things out.
I have the hiccups again. Send help.
Fine.
Hold it!
The lantern you swapped out was a female Pegamoo. A Pegacow, right? Ooh. Phoenix Wright says ooh. A boo. Yeah, I guess. Why did you replace the female lantern with a male one? Because I was too busy trying not to get caught. I didn't have time to check for little details like that. If you didn't want to get caught, you could have just left well enough alone, you know? Whatever. Anyway, when I took a look at the broken lantern, I saw there was a note on it.
Hold it!
That note wasn't addressed to you, was it? Well, I guess not, but how can I let my dear sweet Ellie do all that hard physical labor on her own?
It's precisely that thought process that constantly gets you in trouble, Larry.
Besides, it was my big chance to show her how much I cared about her. You've known her for 5 minutes! I hate you. You're just stupid. You're just... I decided to do Ellie a favor. You're just an idiot. Correct. Nobody saw you the whole time while you were switching the lantern? Nope. I didn't get caught. Not that time, anyway. Not that time. Yeah, when I tried to sneak into the reception hall the first time, I didn't have as much luck. The Sprocket guy spotted me and nabbed me. All of my words are failing me right now. Pretty exciting, don't you think? Larry, you need help. And they locked me up in one of the cabins. Nick, what are you asking about stuff like this for anyway? Shouldn't you be trying to prove Ellie's innocence? Well, is that statement of his important to the case? Yes? Trying to crash the reception and subsequently getting locked up in a cabin. I believe these might be important facts in the case, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Box. Please add that statement to your testimony.
I tried to sneak into the reception hall, but I got caught and locked up in a cabin. Okay. Got caught and locked up in a cabin. Photo of the reception. Autopsy report. I feel like I'm... When I tried to sneak into the reception hall the first time, I didn't have as much luck. Those sprocket guys spotted me and nabbed me all my work. When did this happen?
Holding.
So you got locked up. Then what happened? I broke out. I started looking for Ellie and wandered into the reception hall again. That's when I saw the broken lantern and replaced it. Even after they caught you and locked you up, you still went looking for Miss Wyatt? But hold on a minute. What is it, Nick? Maya, doesn't something seem weird to you? Larry is saying he replaced the lantern after he broke out of the cabin. That's right. No, wait. Huh? You're right. It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Mr. Wright, have you found an inconsistency in the witness's statement?
Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. Mr. Butch moved the lantern after he broke out of the cabin. But that contradicts with this. What does it contradict with? He broke out of the cabin. This one, maybe?
It's been a long time. How have you been?
Okay, I have to let you know that for some reason, when that started, my heart stopped. And I was just like staring off into the distance like I was back there playing Portal 2 for the first time, here seeing Gladys again, alive and definitely not dead and very pissed off. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. Oh shit, I'm in trouble. So wait a second, that's just the sound alert. What the fuck? Why am I so scared? What the fuck?
Take that.
And in what sense do that piece of evidence contradict with the statement?
It doesn't. It doesn't. Bye, Maya. Thank you for the lurk. We'll see you later. I hope work's going well for you. Remind me of things I need to do later. Well, it wasn't like a heart attack. It was just primal fear that came back for whatever reason. It was weird.
Take that.
Hold on. I don't want to... I don't want to brute force this, but I'm trying to think of what necessarily it contradicts. Because okay, so he went to the reception hall, got captured, broke out of the cabin, and then it was broken and he replaced it with... So this is after that. No, because the time of death is already kind of a problem because of the fog machine. What doesn't make sense is... Because it wasn't either of these, we know that. Okay. Mr. Butch moved the lantern after... The time travel, I guess? But we already tried the pterodactyl and that didn't work.
Take that.
I knew that wasn't it. I'm at a bit of a loss, so my brain's just like, okay, at least press some buttons while we're trying to puzzle this out. Logic this out. I mean, maybe the clock? It's... Okay, so, sequence of events, as we know it, is he went to the reception hall, but got caught, put in the cabin, and when he came back, the reception hadn't started yet. So, it doesn't make sense. The clock with a secret mechanism, but we don't really know much more about it. Flying Chapel. After the ceremony out on the Vista dock. Only one even sure to make your dreams take flight. After the ceremony on the Vista deck, Rocket Aviation Peggle mascots will light up the happiness from both sides on the Sweetheart table. Sweetheart table, the Peggable, the Peg Cow. Ellen's statement. Photo of the victim. Grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck. Machine. God, I really don't know what it wants from me right now. I'm at an impasse. My brain is stuck. You can give me a hint, don't give me the answer. There's something I feel like I'm missing, mentally.
Take that!
Brain, I need you to work harder, work better. Everyone give me your brain power. I need your processing power. I can think of everything all at once. Okay, let's go through this one at a time. Okay. It was after he left the cabin, but it contradicts with... That wouldn't just answer it? Unfortunately, this model doesn't have the angry eyes. It's the only one that doesn't. I have plans on fixing stuff, but I just need to... When I'm doing some things, I just need to actually do it. Ooh. This is curiouser and curiouser. Okay, we have Ellen's statement about when she was attacked. A dazed, shadowy figure hit Gloomsbury from behind. She fainted immediately and thus didn't get a good look at whoever it was. That doesn't... after he broke it... After he broke out...
Take that!
Did I already try the clock? I don't remember if I did or not. First page, it's probably the first page. It's probably not because we've tried basically everything on the second page. I can do this. I can do this. I know I can. I have a logic brain. I love Sudoku and Procross and other and Einstein riddles. In fucking Dishonored 2, there's a puzzle. I was thinking about this the other day. In Dishonored 2, there is a door that's locked with a puzzle or a riddle. That in-universe, it says, oh, no one's ever been able to solve it, and it's impossible to solve, and blah, 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 all this other stuff. So you better go find the actual answer from these multiple people in the city. And I just said, there's like, something about this feels familiar. Any of the Nancy Drew games? I have not. But basically, I was looking at the riddle in Dishonored 2, and I was like, this feels familiar. Wait a second. This is a goddamn Einstein riddle. And it took me a little bit, because it was weird. It was a weird way of doing it. But like 30 or 40 minutes later, I'm just like, and I've opened the door without any help from anyone else. I did not need to go talk to any of the gang members or whatever to figure out the answer. I just did it. I love logic puzzles. They're great. I'm stuck on what this one is about. Hi, Biscuit. What you doing, baby? Are you here because you just want pats and scritches? No. Oh, you're on... No, Biscuit, if you were like a step closer, it'd be easier for me to scritch your belly. You're so far away now. I'm like leaning over so much. How was your nap, baby? Okay, back at it. Oh, I'm up. Okay. Larry wheeled it from the hold to the reception hall before the reception began.
Take that!
No. Because it was after he broke out. It was after he broke out. After he broke out. Biscuit, up. Biscuit, up, baby. That's, yeah, but we don't have anything about... You're right, that was the thing that's weird. I'm just trying to figure out what piece of evidence says that. Larry tried to crash the reception and failed, and on his second attempt, it's when he... Because this is exactly kind of what I thought happened, is there were 2 weddings, and the first and the second one was kind of a redo that people lied about, and she thought it was time travel, but it wasn't. But I don't necessarily know if I have evidence. Because unfortunately, this picture is from the second wedding, not the first one. Because it has the Pegable, not the Peg-a-Cow. Tried these. No one replaced the lamp the first time. The lamp was correct the first time around. It didn't need to be replaced, I don't think.
Take that!
Is that?
Oh, good, we found it. I just don't know why. Yes, it's the broken lantern, Your Honor. Mr. Butts, what you're saying doesn't make any sense at all. What? Why not? You swapped the lanterns before the reception began, right? Yeah, that's what I said, isn't it? But you also just said that you swapped the lanterns after you got locked up in a cabin for trying to sneak into the reception. In other words, you're saying you swapped the lanterns both before the reception and after the reception took place.
That certainly doesn't make any sense, does it? Oh, Mr. Watts, did you swap the lanterns before or after the reception? Or which was it? Before or after? There's a world of difference between the two.
The answer is both. Okay, so I'm right in my thinking. I was just wrong in... My brain just couldn't piece together. That's right, I should have been... Instead of just looking at the item, I should have been reading the descriptions. The descriptions are very helpful, aren't they, Biscuit? Aren't they, baby? The descriptions tell you a lot more than just looking at the item itself. The name isn't the only thing that's important. Biscuit, do not touch that wire. Do not chew that wire. What did I just say? Do you want lap time? Lap time for the Biscuit. Biscuit, say hello. Meow. Say it. I can't get him to say it on command. Well, Mr. Buzz...
Biscotti gotta be naughty.
I mean, yes. It's kind of his MO at this point. Adorable or naughty, take your pick. And he chooses both. Well, Mr. Butts? Yes, I can't expect guys like you to understand. In a nutshell, it was both before and after the reception. What? I tried to sneak into the first reception and got locked up. The first reception? Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. Then, through the power of Ellie's pendant, time got rewound and we went back to the time before the reception. It was after that when I replaced the lantern. That was both before the reception and after the reception. Get it? We went back in time to before the reception. So of course the reception would take place one more time after that, right? That's why what I said makes perfect sense.
Mr. Wright, what in the world is the witness talking about? Has he developed some sort of intellectual ailment I'm not aware of since I saw him last?
Well, none of the sprockets seem to remember the time skip, but I do. And Ellie remembers it too. I think the power of our love for each other made that miracle happen. I hate you. I hate you. Shut up. Stop talking. No, they're lying to you. Fake.
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but could you please translate this man's gibberish so the rest of us can understand?
Now I have to be the one to explain about the whole time travel thing. Oh, Nick, I know you can do it. Looks like you don't have much choice, Nick. Ah, the heck with it. I can't lose any more of my dignity today anyway. The defendant, Miss Ellen Wyatt, has told the defense the following strange story. She said that after the reception ended, she was attacked by Mr. Gloomsbury. She claims that as she was being assaulted, she made a wish upon her pendant. Please take me back to that blissful moment. In doing so, and apparently rewound itself to just before the reception began.
It's what?
I know it's hard to believe, but think about it this way. Through the power of the pendant, both Ellen Wyatt and Larry Butts experienced time travel. And I'm saying it like this because, but also I already have evidence that that's not what happened.
What?
That's the story that we were told, anyways. That's
Objection!
Objection. What absolute rush. Mr. Wright, I've heard my fair share of your nonsense over the years, but this takes the cake. Have you thoroughly lost your mind?
This is simply the conclusion I came to, using that logic ability you love oh so much. Why is Maya here? Because she's my assistant. She's always been Nick's assistant. Biscuit, no. Biscuit. At some point in my life, I will remember to get something to cover this headphone wire so that Biscuit does not go chomp chomp, yay tasty. I will remember one day, eventually. Biscuit, I don't know when that day is. That day will come eventually.
What?
The truth of the matter is, the future president of Sprocket Aviation, Soren Sprocket, I don't have lemon juice. I could buy it, though. I do want to make salmon at some point. That would be good for that. Biscuit? I haven't had salmon in a while. I want some salmon, but I want my taste to come back first. Biscuit. Stop it. Biscuit. Biscuit. Okay, hold on. The boy is going into timeout. There you go. Alright, someone remind me to let the baby out of timeout in about 5 or 10 minutes. Timeout for Biscuit, it's me putting him in the bedroom and closing the door. Oh, that's right, we can do baby timer. Hold on. Baby timer. Where were we? The truth of the matter is, the future president of Sprocket Aviation, Soren Sprocket, has been researching time machines. So, what if a time machine has already been successfully created? And what if that's one of Sprocket Aviation's top secret
Biscotti gotta be naughty.
Correct.
A time machine?
Yeah, I even saw something while we were in time traveling. I saw a pterodactyl flying through the sky. Maybe the airship was trying to travel through time for their honeymoon trip.
What? A pterodactyl? You can't possibly have any evidence to back up your ridiculous time travel story.
Oh, yeah. Look, this is the story as it has been... as I thought. In any case, I now have the evidence to prove that you're no more intelligent than Larry. Hold it! That sounds like an insult! Not so fast now, Eddie. I'm the same old Larry you used to know. Oh? You want evidence? I've got your evidence right here. There's a photo I secretly took of the first reception. What? Where was this? Hey, dumbass! Why didn't you grab this to me earlier? I hate you. Larry, I can't believe you... Well, anyway, good job. When we compare the photos of the first and second receptions and can find a difference, then we'll be able to prove that the reception was held twice.
But do you really think such a difference exists?
Yes, Your Honor. I just need some time to find it for you.
This is preposterous.
Look, I don't know if you noticed this, Fluffy. Everything in this series is inadmissible evidence. Like, evidence is supposed to be approved by the court ahead of time. You can't just be like, here's some new evidence all of a sudden. That's not how that works. Like, this entire series is based on, and here's new evidence in the middle of a trial. You're like,
Very well. Please show the court what's different then.
Yes, updating the autopsy report was the most annoying thing 1,000 times. This is proof that the... There. I saw it. Did you see it? 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 Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see what's different? Do you see what's different? Do you see the difference? I saw the difference. Do you see the difference? I see a difference. Magical difference in the flower colors. One's red, one's yellow.
Take that!
Please direct your attention to Miss White's bouquet of flowers. In the photo one of her in-laws took, the defendant is holding a yellow bouquet. But in the photo Mr. Butts took, she's holding a red bouquet. You're right.
That's impossible. Oh, what does this mean?
It means the defendant really did experience 2 wedding receptions. And she did that when she traveled back through time, or there was a lie. One or the other.
What?
Or she was lied to about a timing and some other stuff. Like, we still proved that there were 2 receptions. Important. Nick, you did it! You proved Ellen's time travel story to be true, or at least, maybe not the time travel part, but at least that something weird's going on here. There's something definitely strange. Yeah, I can hardly believe it myself. It's just as Ellen said, the reception was held twice. This turns every assumption we've based this trial on upside down. Hi, Edgeworth.
I refuse to accept such a ludicrous argument. It is pure fiction in the guise of pseudoscience at best. There's simply no such thing as time travel.
I know it's hard, but can't you suspend your disbelief for 1 nanosecond, Edgeworth? I bet sci-fi movies push all your buttons the wrong way, don't they, Mr. Edgeworth? I can totally picture you yelling, "That never happened," every 5 seconds at the screen. Maybe you should stay away from movie dates altogether.
That's neither here nor there. I have not been dumped at the movies multiple times. It's not a thing. Don't ask me about it. And don't ask Gumshoe about it either. He does not know, I hope. This is real life we're talking about. But the proof is clearly shown in the 2 photographs.
That's right, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how inexplicable...
Fine, I'll entertain your absurd delusion, if only to demolish it before your very eyes.
What?
Let's start with this then, shall we? And there's one thing your time travel theory fails to explain. And that is the memories of the other guests there. The defendant and Larry remember the reception occurring twice, but no member of the Sprocket family has even mentioned such a thing.
That's because the time machine is classified technical...
Biscotti goes free.
Biscotti does have to go free. Okay, I'll be right back. I have to let the baby free. He'll probably just be staying... He'll probably just stay there, though, I'll be honest. But we'll see. Hello, Bayonetter. We'll be back in a moment. Baby? I don't know if baby understands. I highly doubt it. But we're trying. Isn't that right, Biscuit?
I'm not done, you bird brain.
Bird brain?
As I was saying, if the entire family had been sworn to secrecy, then why hadn't they sworn the woman who was marrying into the family to secrecy too, to
Make her look crazy. Duh. To make her seem absolutely fucking crazy. They didn't like her. Biscuit, that's enough. What? Literally, you were just got out of timeout for the thing that you were about to just do.
That's a good point. Honestly, all it takes is a little common sense, Mr. Wright. Even still, How do we know that the trip through time did not really occur? There is proof in the photos that it did, and besides, if time travel doesn't exist, well, I'd be a little disappointed, frankly. I was hoping to get back to the days of my youth. You mustn't allow yourself to be taken in by Mr. Wright's whimsical tales, Your Honor. I've read about it in various literature, you see. And they all say that time travel is just not logically feasible. Ugh. Maybe your argument was just a little too nonsensical, Nick. Well, in that case, why don't we put common sense to the test? Excuse me. The wedding reception was held twice. The photos are proof of that. But it wasn't because of time travel. It's simply because the reception had actually been held twice. Isn't that the most reasonable way to interpret the situation? Would you care to elaborate, Mr. Wright?
If time travel doesn't exist, then there's only one way to make sense of what happened. Somebody must have orchestrated this strange phenomenon. And that somebody is everyone at the reception. What if all of the guests at the reception conspired together to hold the reception twice and keep quiet about it?
What?
And for what purpose would they conspire to do such a thing? Well, wait. A brilliant deduction defense. Was that Pierce? It is Pierce, bastard. I can tell you are not a renowned lawyer for nothing. I must say I underestimated you. How so, Mr. Nickety? You have managed to name each event precisely as they happened. You have revealed it all to the light of day. Then that means it was us. We orchestrated the whole thing. Yes, the reception was held twice, but not because of time travel, no. We simply held it a second time.
What?
Wait, no, wrong voice. What? Why? Why would you do such a thing? Biscuit, no. I know that it's something that you like rubbing your face against. Don't. To make it as though the murder Miss Ellen committed never happened. God damn this bastard. God damn him. Damn him to hell. He's still pinning the blame on Ellen. Master Soren figured that if Miss Ellen, who killed Gloomsbury after the first reception, experienced the reception one more time, she would think it was all a dream. It was he who ordered us to make it happen. However, only a few, myself included, knew of Miss Ellen's crime.
Are you saying most of the guests attended 2 receptions without knowing why?
Indeed. They needed no reason. Master Soren told them to do it, and so they did. That is the sprocket way. Can I call forth Soren and get his opinion on the matter? Because here's my current thought. Here's my current thought, right? I'm thinking, my brain is kind of thinking, you killed Gloomsbury, pinned it on Ellen, even told Soren that Ellen killed him, and then you and Soren together came up with the idea of the whole time travel thing. But it's actually to hide your crime, not to hide hers. It's to blame her, even though he wants her to come back home soon. That is the sprocket away. And who hid the body in the lantern? We did. But we did not anticipate the pedals finding their way in, nor the actions of Mr. Butts.
That's how you intended to cover the whole situation up.
That is just one thing everyone here has wrong. The real scene of the murder was not the hold, it was the Vista deck. What? And Miss White's recollection of the events must be correct. I admit we tried to cover this incident up, but the fact that Miss Ellen killed Bloomsbury is undeniable.
This is quite a turn of events. This is quite a turn of events.
Everyone just like, who's laughing? Oh, Edward? Meow. Why can't you meow when you're actually up at the microphone where I can hear you? Instead of way over there. And so it appears we have arrived at the truth at last. Now. Please do feel free to travel back in time, Mr. Wright, and attempt to do this trial over again. Go on. Let's not get hasty, Edgeworth. Let's not get hasty, Edgeworth. I bet you can't do it. I bet I can't either. Your Honor, we will have to hold a separate trial for the cover-up conspiracy later. But as far as this case goes, I believe we are ready for your ruling.
Objection!
Just before the defendant lost consciousness during her attack, she says she saw someone strike the victim. It's possible that this third party is the true culprit. You still want us to believe the defendant's words? Perhaps you've lost more than your touch during your time abroad. This third person nonsense is nothing but rubbish, and you know it.
Objection!
But by the same token, how can we trust those who conspired and lied to fool this court of law? Thank you, Phoenix Wright. I love you. This is why I love you. For all we know, they might still be hiding something. You never know when to quit, do you? Oh, actually, here's my other thought. The other thought that I had. That Pierce wasn't the killer. That Soren is the shady figure that killed Gloomsbury in order to protect his wife. He's like, that's my wife, bitch. Biscuit, you need to stop messing with the headphone wires, please, for the love of God. And I don't want to get Bluetooth ones because I don't like things with batteries. I had a wireless mouse once, and it always died on me at the worst possible times. I was playing hardcore Minecraft one time, and my mouse died. Guess what happened? Guess what fucking happened? Anyways, what was I saying? Yes, Soren is the killer. But it wasn't. But it was still an accident. No. Slightly different. Rika, go bye. This was before I was Rika, though. This was a name ago. This was like a name. This was possibly 2 names ago. Hard to say. How long ago was that, Biscuit? Oh God, that was 2 names ago. Shit. Fuck. Biscuit, I understand that you like rubbing your face up against the headphone thing because it juts out, and maybe I should move it to like the back or something so that you can't reach it as easily. But like, why you gotta do this to me, boy? I really should just move it to the back. That'd probably help. Anyways, Soren hit him once and knocked him out. But Pierce actually killed him because he wasn't dead yet. And then, Pierce worked to blame it on Ellen, even though Soren was like, let's try and cover it up entirely. Maybe. Or Pierce had the idea of let's cover it up entirely, and Soren just kind of went with it, because that's your butler, I guess. You never know when to quit. And maybe they didn't even, I don't know. Or maybe to make her forget about it, maybe Soren didn't even know he was dead.
Now, calm down, both of you. In any case, there isn't enough trustworthy information yet for me to render a verdict. I suggest we continue the trial after both sides have investigated the matter further.
Very well, Your Honor. Phew, that was close.
Mr. Nickety, as for you and your cohorts attempt to cover up this crime, your case will be brought to a separate trial following the resolution of this current one.
Understood, Your Honor.
Well then, this concludes today's trial. Court is adjourned.
Biscuit, I know that you love me and that you want to be apologetic, but like you gotta mess up with my stuff. But I love you anyways.
To be continued right about now. We're just gonna continue going on to day 2.
Okay, I'm now almost certain that we should be able to finish this on Thursday. We're gonna keep going for like another half hour, but we should be able to finish Apollo Justice Trilogy. I need to go look something up real fast. When did I first post? When was my first stream of this game? How many thousands of years ago was it at this point? $8 months ago. Jesus Christ. It really has been the year of Apollo Justice, I guess. Although I guess a lot of last year was Great Ace Attorney. So, you know. What? So the whole time-traveling thing was just a ruse put on by the guests at the reception? Looks like it. I knew there had to be some kind of trick to it. Didn't I call that pretty early? That it was actually 2 separate receptions? Wow, 2 wedding receptions. Can you imagine? I wonder how much that must have cost them. I have no idea. But if you have to ask, you're not rich enough to want to know. Still, if you got the money, it's a pretty good way to cover things up. You got that right. I'm sure I would have been completely fooled. Hi, I'm back. Hey, Maya, are you all set to go? Yep, ready when you are. So, what should we start with? That's true. And actually it was 3 games. Apollo Justice only had 4 cases, and the other 2 had 6, including their bonus DLC cases, for a total of 16. So we're reviewing what we learned at the trial. What Ellen thought was time travel was really just a performance put on by the Sprockets. Other than that, it seems that what Ellen told us was actually all true. So what really matters right now is the identity of the mystery person Ellen said she saw while she was being attacked. So who is this mystery person? That's the million-dollar question, I'm afraid. But if we want to clear Ellen of any suspicion, then figuring out who they are is key. I think I'll take toilets for $200 instead, Mr. Wright. Well, at least there were only so many people on that airship that night. And we know who the mastermind of the whole cover-up plot was too, so that's good. You mean the groom, Soren Sprocket, right? Exactly. He might know something that could help us out. So then, what am I doing here? Hi, Larry. You're here because you're not allowed to get into trouble. I'm a very busy man, you know. Well, all the other people involved are Soren's family members, so I thought I'd better start by interviewing you. And also, Trucy, where are the handcuffs? They're right here, Daddy. But why? I need you to keep this man locked up here so that he can't leave and cause any more trouble. You got it. Wait, what? Don't worry. We'll come back and take him off in about 12 hours. What if I have to use the bathroom? We'll lock you in the bathroom. Okay, well, I guess that solves that problem. Even if I probably shouldn't trust a word out of your mouth. Oh, man. I have a really tight schedule, but... ah, heck. What are friends for, right? Okay, pal. Go ahead. Ask me anything. You do remember it was you who came to me for help in the first place, right? Don't... Not the fuzzy. Yeah, very important that you know that you use the normal handcuffs, not your magic handcuffs, and not the fuzzy handcuffs. Use the regular handcuffs. What are the fuzzy ones for, Daddy? Yeah, don't worry about it. Since you were there, Larry, do you think you could help me get it all straight in my head? I want to go over exactly what happened. If I gotta. Okay, so the first reception was held at 7 p.m. on the day of the incident. That's the one you tried to crash, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. And they locked me up in a cabin. It was awful, I tell ya. Too bad we're not here to focus on you, Larry. And the incident occurred after this first reception at around 10 p.m. Ellen was attacked in the reception hall by Gloomsbury. He forced her out onto the Vista deck and was just about to kill her. Well, he fought back and ended up killing old Gloomsbury instead. To cover it up, the family quickly threw together a second reception. That's what Edgy's claiming anyway. I know my Ellie didn't do- she's not- okay. Key point here is the mystery person Ellen saw as she Gonna take a drink of water before I try that sentence again. Alright, take 2. The key point here is the mystery person Ellen says she saw strike. I still fucked it up. I still fucked it up.
Chug, chug.
Fine, more water as punishment for not being able to say this properly. I can talk, I promise, and I can read. The key point oh no, this is Phoenix. The key point here is the mystery person Ellen said she saw strike Gloomsbury. There we go! Finally got it. It took only 1,000 tries. Just before she passed out. Did you see anybody suspicious skulking around that day? Nope, not a soul. Because I was locked up in a cabin at the time. But you managed to escape and sneak back into the reception hall. That's when you switched the lantern in the event hall with the lantern in the hold, right? Did you see anybody then? Nope. Place was completely deserted. Just because that Pierce Butler guy had everybody gathered together somewhere. That makes sense. Must have been going over the cover-up plan with them. So clearly the murder had already happened by the time Larry got out. They must have gotten everything ready fast and had the second reception soon after that. And after that second reception, Ellie went to clean up the reception hall. And as luck would have it, that's when she found the body and the lantern I'd brought up. tried to do something nice for Ellie out of the goodness of my heart, and this happened. We still don't know exactly what happened during the actual murder itself. I'll have to look into it, along with the identity of that mystery person. So while the murder was taking place, you were locked up in a cabin. Did you see anything unusual while you went in there, other than the pterodactyl? In the cabin? Let's see. Well, there was that pterodactyl flying through the sky. That's pretty unusual. That's a good point. What the hell was that? Oh right, that drawing of that pterodactyl you saw. What's with all the air quotes? I really did see it, I swear. But Larry, the time travel thing never actually happened. Which means you couldn't have seen a real pterodactyl flying through the sky. Oh. Are you doubting the eyes of a super popular picture book author? No, I'm just sure you saw something else and mistook that for a flying reptile. You're making me doubt my own eyes. I'm not even sure what I saw. Either way, you have no idea what actually happened at the real scene of the murder?
Chug 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 chug.
Fine. I will drink to the bits. That's right, and I can say that with every confidence. Oh wow, would you look at the time? I'd better go. I have a book signing to get to. A book signing? Whose book? Who do you think? It's mine, of course. It's a Lance Ducks. I know, once again, I think it's funnier if he doesn't know how to pronounce it properly. A Reese Duxnam book signing. I know that that's wrong. I'm doing that on purpose. I bet you went around and begged a bunch of bookstores to let you do one. Of course not! They're the ones coming around to beg me! Looks like I guessed right. Anyway, I have to go. I'll send you 10 copies of my new book that just got released the other day, alright? 10? That's very generous of you. What are you talking about? I'm gonna send you the bill too, of course. I just put it down as office expense or something. Well, see ya. Larry, if you send me a bill for those books, I'm going to send it back and say, you pay me, bitch. Larry, we don't need... He's gone. I'll take a copy, boss. Oh, and make sure it's signed. Oh boy. Sure she's not gonna like this office I'm not paying for it. We're not paying for it. None of us are paying for it. We didn't buy him. We're not doing it. Here goes our first lead. What do you want to tackle next, Nick? Alright, we should really hit the streets now, huh? Every time I flub a line on accident, I have to chug for the rest of the stream. Sure, why not? I can hydrate properly like that. How about we go see Ellen? Sounds good, boss. I bet I can cheer her up. I thought you were going to help Trucy with her magic show again today, Athena. Weren't you supposed to go meet her right about now? Trucy said she was going to practice her new trick on you, if I recall. On me? Really? Trucy's show is an important source of income for our agency, you know. You can leave the case to us, so you go ahead and run along now. But, boss, off you go, Athena. No, I don't want to die. We'd better get going too, Maya. Okay. First things first. Hi, Ellen. You don't have to clean that. They have people for that. I know you're just nervous. It's okay. How are you feeling? Oh, my poor sweet Soren. I wonder how he's getting along without me. Hello, Ellen. Oh, Mr. Wright. What's going to happen with the trial, do you think? Well, first and foremost, we have to hurry up and find this mystery person you saw just before you passed out. Question, what are you ironing? Or are you just ironing the table? Do you think that person could be the real killer? It's quite possible. And if we can prove that, we can clear you of all charges. Once again, I think the mystery person is Soren, but he only hit Bloomsbury once. And then Pierce came in and was like, well, time for blow number 2. Actually, would you happen to know where Soren is right now? He's usually busy with meetings all afternoon, but he should be home by evening. Whose underwear is that? I think I'd better go have a chat with him later then. Is that Soren's underwear? Why am I being treated to a view of someone's underwear? That's right. Don't tell me. You suspect my sweet Soren? Well, he is the one who masterminded the second reception after the time skip. So I thought he might be able to tell us something. How could you, Mr. Rye? You couldn't possibly think Soren would never kill anyone. All right, just calm down. No, if you accuse my Soren, please, I'm not accusing anybody. So please, put the pan and ladle down, all right? Really? Cross my heart. So, for now, would you mind if I ask you a few more things about the case? Why is she suddenly Soren? Southern? I think it's funnier. I think it's funnier when she's in her, that's her normal accent, is more country. And then when she's all put together, she takes on the more regal kind of sound. Purely because I think it's funny. Better be careful not to provoke her. Could you tell me about Soren? There's nothing to tell. You squeaky clean. Alright, okay. Maybe I should avoid the topic of Soren right now. Let's talk about something else then. Fine, but you want to hear a peep out of me about Soren? Talking about pulling teeth. Could you tell me about Pierce Nickety then? Pierce. He came to Sprocket Manor about a year ago. As the family butler, he's now in charge of everything in the household. Only a year ago? Did he have some kind of special connection with the family? I'm just a maid, so I'm not privy to such things, I'm afraid. It might have been Soren's order, but Pierce is the one who coordinated the whole thing. He's the one who really orchestrated the grand time travel farce. He must have quite a bit of authority in that family. But no matter how good he is at his job, how could anybody gain that much influence in a single year? I really don't know. I mean, he is an excellent butler. Wouldn't that explain it? Is it really as simple as that? What you thought was time travel was really just a cover-up carried out by your in-laws. Pierce said Soren was the one who ordered the whole thing. I still can't believe it. Even if the second reception was fake. Soren would never use time travel for something like that. He's very serious about his time machine research, you know? I heard there's a reason he's researching time machines, actually. Something about something he wishes he could change. But isn't the whole idea of traveling back in time itself a little fantastic? I don't think so. After all, Soren said real time travelers do exist. Really now? You think you know someone who actually traveled through time? That's right. I haven't seen it personally, but Soren said as much. So I believe it. Somebody who actually traveled through time, huh? It's pretty hard to believe. Thank you, Ellen. You're going out to do your investigation now, aren't you? Who wants to bet that Pierce Nickety lied about being a time traveler in order to get a higher position? But also, he was dating Selena Sprocket, so... Yes, that's right. Please make sure you don't cause Soren any trouble, okay? I'm afraid I can't promise you that. What? Please, whatever you do, please don't upset my poor Soren any further. I'm begging you. I'll do my best not to cause him any unnecessary trouble. Oh, I couldn't bear it if Soren ever came under suspicion. He will. Don't worry about it. I'd rather be found guilty myself. Once again, he's gonna be put under suspicion, but it's actually gonna be Pierce. I'm calling it now. Yikes. Oh, please, don't work yourself up like this. You don't want Soren to worry, do you? I love that her hair fixes itself magically without her touching it. No, you're right. And the floodwaters recede once more. So, what do we do now, Nick? Oh, Ellen said Soren is usually in meetings until the evening, so let's save our house call until then. Why don't we go to the mooring dock and figure out our next move from there? Roger, Nick! September 22nd. Rocket Park, mooring dock. Where should we start? Let's see. Are there any places we haven't examined yet? We already investigated the reception hall and Sprocket Manor. I know, we haven't looked at the Vista deck or the hold yet. Hey, you're right. We still got some pretty important places left to examine, don't we? The Vista deck is the actual scene of the murder, right? And the lantern with the body in it was stored in the hold. I think there's a good chance we'll find some important clues in those locations. Do we know how to get to the hold? A good question. I think it was labeled in that diagram of the airship in the pamphlet. There it is! Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! So that one little tower is all that's keeping the airship from being blown away? Apparently. Must be sturdier than it looks. You know what it reminds me of? A single mom raising 3 kids while holding down a full-time job. Enjoy your dinner, bye, Beast. Thank you for hanging out with us. Sure. Where did that analogy even come from? Thank you for the lurk. We'll see you later. Oh, that's right. There's still this whole thing that happened. I kind of forgot about this. Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, wait just a gosh darn second. We found it! We found the pterodactyl! I found the pterodactyl! I found the pterodactyl! I found the pterodactyl! Wow, that sign really got smashed up. There were some really high winds yesterday, and they say that bench was blown right into the sign. Wow, I wish I could have seen that. If you'd been there, you would have gotten blown away by the wind too, you know. That sounds kind of fun, actually. Don't tell me you never tried to use an umbrella to fly when you were a kid. I think I'll take staying alive over fun, thank you very much. I'm not Mary Poppins, you know. Strong wind blew this bench right through the air, apparently. It looks like they fixed the sign, but left the bench right where it landed. I wonder why. Maybe the repair guy just hasn't gotten around to it yet. Now, I think it's a very interesting question of why is this important. This is going to be important later. It's just a question of why. It's not every day you get to see an airship up close like this. So I'm pretty psyched for this. Me too. It wasn't for the fact that it's the scene of a murder. Oh, right. I almost forgot about that part. Okay, I think that's everything here. So let's go in. September 22nd. Flying Chapel. Hold. So this is the hold. Oh, look, the 2 Pega cows. They're lesbians. Love to see it. So this is the hold. This is where Pierce orchestrated the whole cover-up operation. I'm gonna go over this place with a fine-tooth comb. Hey, Nick. Weren't we supposed to need a key card to get in here? Oh, you're right. I wonder why it was unlocked. How's it going, Mr. Wright? Hi, Emma. Emma, what are you doing here? Just a little independent investigating for my own sake. Gotta keep the mind sharp. Ah, so the door security system was turned off for the police investigation. We'd like to investigate the hold ourselves. Would that be alright? Yeah, sure. The police just finished their examination anyway. Thanks. I'll just take a quick look around then. Oh, right. You should know that the floor doubles as a huge lift. You can use that lever way back there to raise it up to the Vista deck. The police inspected it already, but didn't find anything of particular interest, it seems. If you do go up to the Vista deck with the lift, be careful not to fall off. Got it, thanks. That goes double for you, Maya. Yes, ma'am. Oh, let's get this show on the road. What have you found out so far? Any progress with your investigation? Nothing conclusive yet, I'm afraid. Almost everybody was involved with the cover-up, so it's hard to know who or what to believe. I know what you mean. Unless you have some compelling evidence, I'm afraid it's going to be a tough trial for you. Oh, you're telling me. There isn't much time left, so I've just got to make do and see what I can turn up. I didn't want to press that again. My bad. Okay, let's look around. What do we got? Here are the flowers. These are the flowers we saw in Larry's photo. The petals make them look like little gears. The perfect flower for the Sprocket family, huh? Maybe they were going to shower the couple with the petals? You mean kind of like how people throw rice or confetti? Yeah, like that. Only these were found at the scene of a murder instead. They do look like gears, you know, I hadn't thought about that. I was like, there's something weird about the ends of the petals, but the fact they look like gears I should have thought about. These must be the dishes and glass they use for receptions. Very fancy. I know we're gonna be in big trouble if we broke any of them. Oh, I want to see, Nick. You, young lady, need to stay far, far away from them. Nick! You think I'm going to break them, don't you? Let's just say your rap sheet for breaking things doesn't help your case. Now, what the hell is over here? This is the airship's engine. Pretty impressive. And it's all rhythmic, like a heartbeat. It's the literal heart of the Flying Chapel. Look at all those huge gears spinning around and 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 around. I think I'm starting to get dizzy. Yeah, me too. Why is the cake still here? I want to eat the cake. Ooh, it's a cake, Nick! A cake!
Goons gooning over goonish feet at the feet of their goonish overlords.
Why? Why? Just why? Is the only question I have to ask. It's so big, they wouldn't miss one little piece, would they? If you're that in the mood for a mouthful of styrofoam, sure, knock yourself out. I mean, it's not real? It sure fooled me. Because you can, you know what? I can't really argue with that. I was so ready to have some that I'm really craving cake now. Come on, Nick, let's go get some. Maybe after the trial is over. Huh? It looks like there are some fingerprints on this candelabra. Yeah, I just got done dusting that. I was able to pull a set of left-hand prints. Do you know whose prints they are? Yes, Gooseberry. To the victim, Demas Gooseberry called it because he's left fucking handed, and we know that because in the picture, he's got blood all over his left fucking hand. Don't know why, but he does. Nick, I just figured out something amazing. Save? We'll save. We'll do. There, did it. Ah, hold on. There you go. You did? Get this. If the fingerprints on the candelabra are from his left hand, then Mr. Doom and Gloom must have been left-handed. What do you think of that? Do I have the makings of a great detective or what? You're a real silly Sally if you thought that deduction was in any way encyclopedic. Hey, you're pretty good, Maya. I looked into it myself, and sure enough, the victim really was left-handed. Really? I got it right? Awesome! Good for you, Maya. Good for you, that's all you've got to say? I think you did a real great job, Maya. Way to go! I guess one can never have too much info. Now you're talking. But come to think of it, this candelabra isn't in the photo Larry took of the hold, is it? The picture was taken when they were getting ready for the first reception, right? The candelabra must have been brought in here sometime after that, then. It's still possible it has something to do with the incident, though. I'd better add it to the evidence file, just in case. Oh, by the way, Mr. Wright, you can have this fingerprint powder if you like. Are you giving this to us? Sure. I have 4 other sets. Thanks. I feel like there's something more to the candelabra, but I can't put my finger on it. So there are 2 male peggable lanterns in the reception hall. That must mean that there are 2 female pegacal lanterns. Who wears gloves all the time? Gee, I wonder if it's that butler guy. Larry got their sexes mixed up when he replaced the one in the reception hall, huh? Didn't he see the horns? The difference is pretty glaring if you ask me. And yet he managed not to notice. That's what makes Larry, Larry. And Larry being Larry is why I've seen more than my fair share of trouble for a lifetime. Oh, Mr. Wright? You know that the lantern the victim was found inside... You know that lantern the victim was found inside of in the reception hall? I was about to go piece it back together so the police can examine it. Oh, okay. We'll stop by for a look too once you're done fixing it. I have a feeling that'll be helpful. Oh wait, no, this is... Oh look! There's the lever to the lift Emma told us about. Let's try going up on it. I'll go flip the switch. Here goes nothing. Okay, actually... Wait, I'm not even on it yet! Okay, I actually wanted to look at those... at a couple more things, but it's fine. Oh my god! Hello? Hey, Maya, stop the lift! Emma? Emma? Wait, which is turning the wrong way? Which one? There's only 3 gears. They're all turning properly. All 3 of those gears are turning properly. Because the 2 that are in front of each other will turn the same direction. Covered up going sideways? No, because that one's got the teeth meshed. So it's being pushed in that direction by the other gear. If you're talking about the small one, that's the way that when 2 gears are connected together like that, they'll rotate in opposite directions because of the way that forces work and they get pushed. Never mind that. Move over a little. Okay. It would be pulled. Okay, hold on. I have to. I can't. I don't think I think Minitube are still broken. The sideways gear is being pushed forward, but based on the small gear meshed with it, it should be pulled backwards. Is it the 3 that are currently moving on screen, or is it a different gear that we saw? Because otherwise, I'm still not seeing the problem. It's one. Okay, it's perfectly hidden right now. Okay. Is that blood? I thought you meant the one that was mostly hidden. Blood? Let me see. Hi, Emma. Thinking, could it be Mr. Gloomsbury's blood? Well, this lift goes up to the Vista deck where the murder took place, so I think that's the most logical conclusion. But I thought the victim was clubbed to death and that there wasn't much blood. Something tells me I better take a picture of this. Lift bloodstain. Add it to the court record. I should ask him about it some more later. Maya, can you bring the lift back down now? You got it. I'll go flip the switch again. There. Oh, you're right. That one is messed up. Unless it's not actually connected to it. I don't think that one's actually messed with it. I don't think that's connected to those 3. I can see it, but the thing is, it's so far off, I don't think it's connected. Because for the gears to be connected, it basically has to be at a right angle. I think there might be more hidden behind the engine. It's hard to see. Done. I want to find out some more about that blood stain, but for now, I guess we should go up to the Vista deck and take a look around the actual crime scene for ourselves. The view must be great from up there. I bet it'll be awesome. You mean it would be if it wasn't the scene of a murder. Okay, to the Vista deck we go. Make sure you actually get on all this time, Nick. I know. Okay, I'll just flip the switch again, and away we go. I was actually hoping to look at the last couple of things there, but they probably don't matter. Plus, I can always go back. Wow! Look at the gorgeous view! So this is where Ellen was attacked, and Mr. Gloomsbury was killed. Eesh. You're on the wrong step, and it's kersplat on the ground below. Should we go investigate the stuff that's a little closer to the edge? Well, I don't see much of anything over there. The police investigation didn't turn up any clues either, so maybe we don't need to? Oh, I get it. You're scared, aren't you, Nick? Of course not. Come on, let's go back down and finish checking out the hold. We'll be back up in a minute. Don't worry. There is so much going on here. Alright, next, this part. Oh, look, Nick! It's an airplane! I wonder if Soren built that one, too. Hey, why don't we take it for a spin? Just a quick tour around the neighborhood. And who do you propose is going to pilot that wooden death trap? Me, of course. Who else? Who else? Don't worry, I've seen people fly airplanes on TV plenty of times. I think I'll pass. I still got my whole life ahead of me. What's that? A wedding bell? It's used on the Vista deck during wedding ceremonies to bless the newlyweds. I guess they disassemble and store it away here in the hold when it's not being used. Okay, I think we're good here. Emma, can we check out this candelabra a little more? A little more? What do you... Oops! What happened? I almost dropped the candelabra and the candle slipped off. Well, let's be careful with that. It might be important evidence. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now what? One of the pins that holds the candles is broken. What? There's definitely something fishy about this candelabra. There is? What makes you say that? Call it forensic investigators' intuition. We already tested for prints earlier, so let's test it with luminol this time, see if there's any blood on it. Knowing Emma, she'd use every test she has at the same time if she could, and they didn't interact and they didn't fuck with each other. Just hang on, this will only take a second. Hope this turns up a new lead somehow. Well, Emma, did you find anything? Take a look at this, Mr. Wright. Holy cow, that's a lot of blood. What's all this blood doing on there? And considering that Gloomsbury was holding it, it kind of stands to reason that he might have bashed someone in the head with it. But who else is hurt? No one, as far as we know. Maybe somebody got hurt while they were setting up for the reception? These pins are pretty sharp. What if one of the pins is broken? It means there was some force involved. Do you think maybe somebody got stabbed? But nobody reported anything like that. That's quite a bit of blood. I wonder whose it is. If I have anything that might shed some light on that, I should probably show it to Emma. Do I have anything that might shed light about someone getting stabbed? Do I? I don't currently, I think. Okay, so I need to present something about, but I don't know if we have it yet. It's absolutely unbelievable. What kind of monster would plan to commit a murder on somebody's happiest day? What else has blood on it? His hand. That was my first thought, was his hand that is covered in blood. There's a lot of blood on that hand. And also some blood on this thing. And that's it as far as we know. Except for the bloodstain. I take it this means you don't have any significant new leads. No, I'm afraid not. You? I've got nothing. I wish you could be more help. Oh, thanks anyway. I appreciate it. All I can do is keep on keeping on, right? About this bloodstain, doesn't something about it strike you as odd? What's so odd about the victim's blood? It's not exactly... There's just something about it that bothers me. Now that you mention it, I can't say I necessarily disagree with you. Maybe I should talk about this some more with her. About this bloodstain. What about it? There's something about it that's been bothering me. Oh yeah? What's that? Well, there's a huge bloodstain on the crime scene lift, and a bloodstained candelabra. Now, that's only a guess, but I'm thinking maybe these two bloodstains are from the same source. Or maybe from different sources, I don't know. Thinking maybe these two bloodstains are from the same source. I guess that is a possibility. Can we compare the two bloodstains? Would that take a lot of time? Are you kidding? Don't underestimate the power of science. It'll be done in a jiffy. And the results are in. That didn't take long now, did it? It seems that the blood from the lift and candelabra are from the same person. Interesting, interesting. I have a feeling we can't do a DNA test, right? Well, the victim was clubbed to death, and there wasn't all that much blood. But if this isn't Mr. Gloomsbury's blood... Well, this is just a guess, but what if Mr. Gloomsbury stabbed somebody with a candelabra pin? That would explain both the huge bloodstain on the lift and the blood on the candelabra. Oh my goodness, if that's true, then that means there was somebody else present at the scene of the murder. It does, doesn't it? This might substantiate Ellen's statement about a third person. Emma, could you have this blood analyzed? Sure thing. I think that the only thing it wasn't DNA testing, she was able to do a comparison. That they were the same. It wasn't necessarily... But also, it's fiction, so... A mysterious bloodstain on a candelabra with the victim's prints on it. This just might be the thing to back up Ellen's memory of seeing a third person. Next up, the reception hall. It might be worth taking another look around in there. The reception hall? The forensics team is in there investigating right now. Oh, they are? Well, we don't have time to just sit around, so let's go check out something else. Good idea. We can go question some people, especially Soren. I have quite a few days for quite a few questions for that guy. Shit, I think that counts. Damn it. Chug. Off to do some legwork, then? I thought we'd head to Soren's house for starters. He was accompanying the police on their investigation here earlier, but he's probably home by now. Great, thanks. Later, Emma. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We know that the foyer is the next place we want to go. Actually, that's probably not a bad idea. We'll move to the foyer. We're perfect timing. We're gonna stop right there. And that's where I'm gonna say, exactly, Fluffy, exactly. I just saw that. I was like, this is a perfect stopping point. So I want to say thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you all had a fun time today. I think it is incredibly possible to finish this game on Thursday. Finally. I think we can be done on Thursday. I think we can do it. I believe in me and you and us. But that is all I have for today. I'm kind of hungry. I'll see you all later. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night and a good week ahead of you. Should be ready by the end of the week? Dope. Awesome. Love that. Okay, we're going to hit that raid. I'm going to say bye again. And you all I already said have a great day. Have a great night. Whatever. I'll see you all later on Thursday. And possibly Saturday. And then again next Monday. Because we're very regular at this now, and I'm good at that. Alright, bye!